The following podcast may contain spoilers, strong language, graphic violence, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. You know, mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
But a kiss could be deadly if you mean it.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Hello and welcome back to a very special episode of the 4 a.m. podcast. It's the holiday season, and we're done with superhero summer.
Yay!
Yay! What better way to celebrate than with a Batman movie?
Oh.
So we reached out to our patrons. That's patreon.com/4am podcast. For those
Both
of you.
of them.
Yeah, both of our patrons. Well, we have 3, but one was not eligible because he's employed by the podcast.
Which one of you Patreons just reached out to us with that fart?
That would be me.
Okay.
So
He mentioned Christmas and it just slipped out.
we were like, hey, why don't you guys decide our holiday movies? Because we have 2 this year. And they did. And the first one was Batman Returns.
It was the knife for us being nice. That was
That was for us being nice. And we won't talk about the other one just yet.
I think specifically that was for you, Will, because I said you were on the nice list and
Thank
the rest of us were on the naughty
Which is a
list.
lie.
Mhm.
It's a complete
I mean, I think Brian might be on the nice list too. Maybe.
maybe. I think Brian's higher on the nice list than Will.
Mm.
Well,
One look
I
at my
disagree.
gingerbread house would quantify my
Just put your
argument.
gingerbread house on the naughty list.
At this point, yes.
They're the
Everyone's
ones banging
porking
on the
over there.
picnic table.
Santa, 2 gingerbread men, and a snowblower.
But anyway, as I mentioned, this is the 4am podcast, and I'm your host this week, Little Mo with the gimpy leg. And to my left,
The Wildler.
isn't that the same one you used?
We were doing Batman names.
The Wildler.
Actually, that was a quote from for mine was a quote from Angels with Even Filthier Souls from Home Alone 2, Lost in New
that's
York.
why I don't know which way to go. The Killer Crotch.
Nice.
I just realized this whole time I could have just been going with the Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Could have.
kind of hacky though.
Lame pun to the rescue.
Which Joker would you be?
Which Joker
Jared
would I
Leto.
be? Yeah, Jared Leto. No, God, no. I don't know. I haven't
Zach
seen the new
Galifianakis
Joker.
Lego.
So,
Yeah, the Lego Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Lego Joker. We'll do it.
All right.
He's pretty on
Fucking
point.
hang out with Sauron and
He's-
Godzilla and
he's
Jaws
pretty
and
random.
Voldemort.
Yeah, he's so random. And this episode is actually brought to us by Chester's
No, it's not.
Bacon Cheddar Fries.
No, it's not.
Chester's Reserve.
And also whatever's in this big Santa tin.
Yeah, can we talk about this holiday mystery? Because there is a giant treasure chest hanging out in the
Looks
middle
like
of the
it's decorated
table.
with Santa's
So-
skin.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Santa's nice list.
Probably
Diabetes has a
Krampus,
buddy
maybe?
over here.
Let's talk about Santa's nice list for a minute here. My wife is like the tippy top of Santa's nice list.
I
And
believe
because
it.
of that, she has people that she doesn't even know that she helps on a daily basis that give her stuff.
So, like, her presence in this world helps people through their day.
You pretty
that
much.
She's not even aware of.
Correct. So somebody just randomly brought her this giant tin of candy and cookies. And there was like wine, and there was like another thing
Oh, I
of
see we didn't
candy.
get that part of it.
You don't get that part.
She's keeping the wine.
I don't imagine that part lasted very
This-
long. Like,
She's-
Chester's Reserve.
Okay, you need some help there?
So anyway, I
Speaking to that man's
ate
whole speech.
most of the cookies and candies already out of the tin. But
Oh, I see how it is.
I refilled it. So go ahead and open it up.
Wait. With what?
Go ahead and open it up.
Oh, no.
well, I was going to do like a Zelda-style reveal music, but
Do it.
now that he's talked about,
It's not hinged. It just comes straight off.
just straight off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. All right. We got some Hostess cupcakes. We
But
got
wait, but these are Hostess birthday cupcakes
Hostess
for our little
birthday
birthday boy.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
happy birthday, Will.
Happy birthday, Will. How old are you?
15.
I got you a Star Crunch, Will, for your birthday.
Thanks.
And then under the Star Crunches, we have Godiva chocolates.
Oh, wow, you're hiding the good
I got
stuff.
you
We got-
a birthday cupcake.
Thanks.
What
Even Rob got
appear
me
to
the
be
same thing.
leftover fall apple chocolates.
Yeah, don't eat those.
Yeah.
So,
What was
All
it?
so they were
Oh, there's
called,
Reese's pumpkins in here.
they were called caramel apples.
They're not good.
They were recalled.
No, they are called caramel apples.
These are good.
I bought them because I was like, oh, they're little apple-shaped chocolates and they have caramel in them. I was incorrect. They are shaped like apples and they also have this weird candy apple flavoring to them. And they're gross. Unless you like them, try them. See if you like them.
Well, after that, how could we not?
Where did you just get a French fry?
That's the.
No, they are
Oh.
cheddar. They're cheddar
Chester's-
bacon.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any actual bacon in them.
I guarantee there's
It's like
not.
an artificial smoke flavoring or something.
They don't even taste like that.
Let me, Taco Bell fucked up my order today anyway, so I've
Oh,
already
no.
sinned against
Let's get
my
into that.
vegetarian ways.
So what did Taco Bell do?
So you lost your powers.
Yeah, no, cheesy bean and rice burrito. I think they probably thought I said cheesy beef and rice burrito.
Uh-oh.
So yeah.
Did you eat it?
Oh yeah, I still paid for it.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Good
Nice.
man.
No,
Your
if
body didn't
that's
reject
one
it?
of the reasons I can have meat. I mean, one of the conditions I can have meat if Taco Bell fucks up my order.
That's fair.
Article 3.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I can order twice from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
If Taco Bell messes up my order. Just go around and try again. All right. I'm going to try this cake.
Pretty good. These are pretty good, too.
Yeah, those aren't bad, those bacon cheddar fries.
Yeah, these are like funfetti.
All right, Tony, you had what? You had dragon Chinese food today?
Yes.
Some dragon parts.
I'm going to go next because mine was boring. Spicy chicken sandwich.
From
2
Wendy's?
double stacks.
From Wendy's.
From
This is
Wendy's.
all boring.
Huh?
Those are never boring.
No, it's beautiful, but Will has the most interesting, I think.
Yes. So because tomorrow is my birthday, me and my wife had a special treat. We went to the Melting Pot restaurant last night, so I just gorged myself on cheese and beef and chocolate fondue.
Hell yeah.
And then today was kind of one of our days off together, so she made a nice little brunch for us. So I didn't feel the need for
What do you have at the brunch? I want to
Yeah,
hear
what'd you
it.
make?
homemade biscuits with poached egg, like a egg Benedict kind of thing on a biscuit, and some sweet potato hash browns,
You had me at the biscuit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good there.
What kind of
pretty
biscuits were they?
buttermilk,
Nice. I made biscuits the other day as well.
sweet.
Yeah, but they were
Will, the
Cheddar.
correct answer to what kind of biscuits were they is, does it matter?
Yeah.
well. I made
Or
cheddar
delicious.
cheddar rosemary biscuits.
Look at you, Red Lobster.
They weren't bad. They were not like Red Lobster ones at all. But Sharon made some beef stew in our Instant Pot.
Mm.
It was so good, so good.
Inspired watching Little Mandalorian. Decided to make yourself a stew.
Little
Yeah.
bone broth.
That's right.
Well, he found himself a chicken bone.
Yeah. Went to Burger King. You know you can get free refills on any drink when you dine in at Burger King. It's a wonderful restaurant. Speaking of wonderful, our patrons are wonderful. And
Our
we
real
want
sponsors.
to thank them again for supporting us and what we do. Again, if you want to be a part of that, there's all kinds of cool stuff that eventually will happen if you become a patron. Just go to patreon.com/4am podcast. And let's dive right into Batman Returns. Who's got some stats?
Who? I wonder.
Tony does.
Who? Owlman.
Yeah. Batman Returns from 1992, rated PG-13.
I want to see that movie. Batman Returns from 1992.
Yes.
He's just caught in a time vortex where it's always 1992.
And he just beats the
Comes
shit out of
back
Joaquin
with his-
Phoenix's Joker.
Comes
Well,
back
yeah.
with his bat fanny pack and his like neon costume.
And,
Well, I was
they're,
gonna
and they're
say-
back in style.
No, he starts just beating the shit. He's like, wait, Robert Pattinson? Fuck this shit. Christian Bale? I don't think so. Just starts, kicking some ass.
Adam West, I'm gonna kill that guy. Oh,
Actually, no,
wait.
it's not entirely that far from the cartoon they made with the last one with Adam West. But anyway, again, we're stuck with, these small movies with these little directors like Tim Burton, who did, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Corpse Bride, some little things like that. The other Batman, which we already covered. So, as for a little background on this movie, This movie sets new records for box office and its opening weekend until the following year when Jurassic Park beat the shit out of it. Because, Jurassic Park.
As it should.
Oh,
I have to interrupt for 1 second.
what's happening?
All right, I'm going to keep talking while Rob does something.
Interrupting yet leaving the table. For those of you who may or may not be able to hear at home, that is a Jurassic Park theme ornament.
No one's hearing that shit.
You can hear it.
Not well enough.
Not well enough. It's playing the Jurassic Park theme.
I'm so glad you interrupted for that.
I'm hard as a rock. Go on, Tony.
All right, that was great.
So neither Burton nor Keaton was initially signed on for this movie. They had to be talked back into it because it was a one and done for them.
They were too busy planning Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
Yeah. This wasn't back when this wasn't now when like everything's a franchise. They were just like, we did a Batman movie. It actually worked. Shit, we need to get people back. So there was somebody working on an initial script, which was going to be a direct sequel for the original film, including things like having backgrounds where you get to see gift shops where they were selling like bits of the Batwing, getting more into the Joker's backstory. It was supposed to have more with Billy D. Williams reprising his role and possibly becoming Two-Face. I don't know if it was just hinted at or if he was actually going to become Two-Face.
Are they going to bring back Kim Basinger? No.
So were we going to explore like
Vicky Vale, played by why'd you have to say
Kim Basinger?
Yeah, Kim Basinger. You did say that. He was going to propose to her by the end of the movie, but all that got thrown out later on.
When we were going to explore more of Joker's backstory, was it going to be when he was a toker and a midnight smoker?
I believe so.
Okay. I'm sorry, everyone.
He is a space cowboy. So it was also going to have Robin in it, who at the time they thought might be played by one Marlon Wayans.
All right. Different movie.
I mean,
There was a time when people thought that.
yes.
And then G.I. Joe came out.
30 years later.
Tim Burton, of course, then got signed on, and he's big on not
an end
doing
to all that
sequels
shit.
to his movies. So he was like, no, none of this. Yeah, not going to happen. He did, however, originally he was toying with the idea of still having Robin in it. So he talked to some DC artists and had them redesign Robin's costume to fit into their world more. And that's actually where we get the Tim Drake costume that I kind of liked, believe it or not, from back in the 90s. So good on him.
Not like short shorts.
Yeah, it was long sleeve, long pants.
Well, it was still short shorts, but it had black and white striped leggings.
Yeah, he's joking.
I know, but
It did have leggings. But, yeah. So anyway.
I thought it had like thigh highs with the straps that connected to his undies.
like a garter belt.
In a garter belt, yeah.
Batman had the key to this
Yep.
chastity belt.
That was Rule 34 you were looking at. Keaton, of course, agreed to this after a major pay hike just to buy some property that he was looking at. That's the only reason he agreed to do it.
He was like, "Can I have my name in the credits before the villains this time?"
And it worked. Yeah, so, and Billy D. the Harvey Dent role is essentially remade quite a bit and became Mac Shrek, as we'll get into. Tim Burton, speaking of Mac Shrek, was afraid to hire Christopher Walken.
As he should be.
Because he said, and I quote, "That man scares the hell out of me."
Okay.
But obviously they got along. He continued to work with him. And apparently he was going to play Brainiac in the Superman version Tim Burton was going to do.
With Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. I knew Brainiac was going to be in it. I didn't know Christopher Walken.
I mean, yeah,
But-
right.
I don't
Different
know
world.
anything about Brainiac other than he wants a good pair of pants. Like,
That was Solomon Grundy, I think.
Yeah.
oh, no, you're right. Well, no,
So-
Solomon Grundy wanted pants too. Once Brainiac put the motion forward.
No, I think that was... was that Brainiac?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know.
that
that
was
was a
Brainiac.
long time
Yeah.
into what that was.
Yeah. So
So funny
anyway,
commercial.
possible people to play Catwoman were people that were considered Sigourney Weaver, Jodie Foster, Lorraine Bracco, Cher, Gina Davis.
These are all
Susan
bad
Sarandon.
ideas.
No, they're all terrible. Brooke Shields, Meryl Streep, like
Oh,
Meryl
Meryl
Streep.
Streep would have been great.
I could have seen Brooke Shields.
Yeah, I mean, I could have dealt with Brooke Shields. Like, that could have worked.
But that guy they got, Mitchell Pfeiffer,
Mhm.
he was It's a handsome man right there.
Yeah, well, actually, originally Annette Bening was the first one hired, but she went and got herself all preggers.
Sure.
So they brought in Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's one way to get out of a job.
He actually almost hired her to be Vicky Vale in the first one. And speaking of doing a good job with that, Michelle Pfeiffer actually had a live bird in her mouth for that scene.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah.
Ugh,
yeah, they tried to do it, and she was like, that looks too fake.
You can train birds
I'm just
to do
going to
all
put a
kinds
bird
of
in my
crap.
mouth.
Okay.
Can you train them to not poop on your tongue?
I don't know if that's possible.
Can you milk them?
You can milk anything with teeth.
Does birds have
They
teeth?
do not.
No. I'm quoting Meet the Parents.
Yes, I know what you're quoting. You're just
Possible people to play the penguin.
Oh, nice.
Danny DeVito. Also Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito.
Prepare yourselves.
Warwick Davis.
Kevin Pollak.
Sure.
Dustin
Okay.
Hoffman.
Oh.
Yep.
Dudley Moore.
Yep.
Marlon Brando.
Yep.
I mean,
Ben Kingsley.
sure.
John Goodman. Christopher Lee. Ray Liotta. Joe Pesci. Christopher Lloyd. And Rowan Atkinson.
So, real talk.
Yeah. How's
Everybody-
Christopher Lee going to do that?
Everybody.
Awesome.
How are half those people
Yeah.
going to do? Like,
Well,
no-
I mean, aside from they'd have to like do the Hobbit trick or something.
Oh, wait.
Like everybody except for Ray Liotta, I could totally see.
Joe Pesci.
Everybody?
Joe Pesci would
I mean,
be great.
yeah, they're
Rowan
tall.
Atkinson?
Yeah, why not? He's got
He could make a creepy face.
yeah.
He's a good physical comedian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Bean. He could be he could eat a fish.
Alan Rickman?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of
wow.
course.
That would be great.
Phil Collins?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
I mean, like
I've seen him eat live fish.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci, I definitely get. John Goodman, maybe. Bob Hoskins, definitely. But
Oh,
like
yeah. That
Kevin Pollak?
John
Yeah, why
Goodman
not?
would be a
Why not Kevin
monstrous,
Pollak?
like,
gigantic
Yeah.
emperor.
Like you're picturing, you mentioned like
Kevin Pollak
all
could do
people
it.
with basically the same head shape. That's basically what we're talking about. Just kind
Bob
of.
Hoskins would be great.
Dustin
I love
Hoffman would
Alan
have been great,
Rickman.
probably.
He's a tiny lad.
Although I hold. I don't know how to feel about this now because I just recently realized who's doing it in the new one.
They originally wanted Jonah Hill to be the penguin.
No, apparently they have with Colin Farrell
Oh,
or something.
what
I
the
didn't hear
fuck?
that.
Yeah, something stupid, something really stupid.
Well,
Anyway.
you know what they saw? They saw Daredevil, and they were just like, "Man, that guy has some screen presence.
Yeah.
I want him."
Well,
He's gotta
when
be the
everyone
villain."
else in the movie is doing absolutely fucking nothing, and you're hamming it up like a champion.
Yeah, he is actually something there.
Yeah.
But they did get Danny DeVito, who did a great job, and apparently stayed in character in between takes. So that had to be fun.
It's Danny DeVito. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you not stay in
Yeah.
character? You are the.
I do actually wonder, like, did he actually stay in character? Or did he just not? Was he not able to take the makeup off?
No
and
one
people
could
couldn't
just-
tell the
no one could
difference.
tell.
Yeah.
It's like-
Everyone
like,
was keenly aware of how far their nose was from his mouth.
I can't get my hands out of these
Yeah.
claws.
I swear, he just kept walking around the set, huffing and puffing. I'm like,
Mm.
no, it's just Danny DeVito, man. They wanted originally Burgess Meredith to play his father in the opening scene,
Oh.
but he unfortunately got ill.
Settled for Paul Rube.
Well,
Well, they had to go back
Yeah.
to Tim Burton's stable of actors.
if we're gonna settle,
Yeah.
They wanted emperor penguins. They had to be flown in from some place in England, I believe. They took really good care of them. Spent thousands of dollars on like refrigerated trailers and all kinds of shit.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Emperor Palpatine.
Yes, they brought him back
they
too.
flew an Emperor Palpatine from London.
And Stan Winston even said that at one point when they were collecting the fake penguins from the set, a crew member found a real penguin nuzzled up with one of the fake ones. It's adorable. And finally, during the scene where the monkey had to hand the note to the penguin, apparently he was not having this makeup on Danny DeVito. They had some real trouble getting him to get past how scared he was. And at one point, he even attacked Danny DeVito in the junk. But thankfully, his suit was well padded, so he was protected.
And then Danny DeVito
It
bit his
takes
nose
firepower greater than that to penetrate my fupa.
off. He ate the monkey whole. They had to get a new monkey who was less scared.
Since he was okay, I do just kind of want to see the footage of that monkey going down on Dan DeVito in a suit.
He's trying to eat my balls.
Want to guess at how much money
You can play that game, monkey.
movie
I'm the trash man.
cost to make?
I'm feeling this was probably a big investment. And now Jurassic Park was like a 60 banger, so I'm thinking it's in the neighborhood.
I'm thinking 90.
60.
I'm gonna shoot it in the middle. Do like 70.
Good call, Joe. It was 80.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
Anyone want to guess at how much this movie made?
Now, clues have been given.
Yes.
So,
Let's say 380 for me.
yeah, I was feeling 300. I don't know my box office
280.
records at this time.
Okay, technically nobody. It was 267. Will was the closest. Yeah, not quite that high, but still pretty damn high.
What did we do last week that was... Oh, Temple of Doom was like 300.
Yeah, this movie also famously caused some commotion because of a whole issue of toys. Were
there toys made for this movie?
There were.
Oh, it's weird.
Well, yeah, it's harder to know because, one, the McDonald's tie-in toys became a major problem because people were like, I'm not getting my kid a Happy Meal with the penguin in it because he's scary as fuck, and he made my child wet his pants. That was also an issue in making the tie-in action figures, in which case they actually just put out the Super Friends penguin recolored because they were like, that penguin's too scary.
Yeah.
And he's biting people's nose off.
So it's more like a cartoony version. Like,
But that Batmobile toy was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because the sides could split off and it became the Bat Bullet. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
why
It
did
launched-
you not remember that?
It
I was
launched
being
little
facetious.
missiles.
Oh.
It's my whole shtick.
not.
I'm a fakey boy.
Facetious.
well, you just love toys so much, I
Yeah.
couldn't tell.
I'm a great liar.
Yeah, your shtick is
You're a
feces.
toy boy.
I'm a toy boy.
My wife refers to Rob as Toy Rob. We have a lot of Rob friends. Sorry.
I feel
hurt your feelings a little bit.
less human
Less
now.
than? Yeah.
I do feel less than.
He's more toy than
When
man
did you
now.
feel human?
So, who's in this movie, Joe?
So, this movie's got a bit of a cast. You got this Michael Keaton guy, freaking rocking it as Batman, best Batman ever. I don't want to hear any guff. I don't think I'm going to get any from this table.
Kevin Conroy's up there.
Well, no, I'm talking in movies.
Yeah,
In
Kevin
movies.
Conroy.
Kevin Conroy is Batman. Yeah,
Keaton
But-
is my Batman.
yeah.
For live action movies,
All right.
that's
Fine.
He has the sense to take his eye makeup off before he takes his mask off.
Yep. Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Also, special props to Stan Winston, who just did a fucking bang-up job on the makeup for the Penguin.
Yeah, the whole redesign here I loved.
Michelle Pfeiffer just rocking that vinyl suit there
Yeah.
as the Catwoman or Selena Kyle. Christopher Walken, who does not need anyone's help to look scary as hell.
Yeah.
That's Max Schreck.
But that wig is helping.
That wig, yeah, certainly does help. Michael Gow as Alfred and Pat Hingle as Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah, police commissioner.
Keeper of the
Bat-
Bat Light.
Bat signal operator.
Yeah. So, you want to start this thing off? Anything else we got to talk about? Or we
Batman
wanna
with
just get right into this? Okay. So we start this off, as any movie should start off, with just Pee Wee Herman witnessing the birth of his deformed son. You know, running into a room, seeing like a doctor running away in terror, hearing his wife screaming. He runs in there,
I'm going to say it, guys.
screams in terror as well.
Then we cut to the baby crib and a pair of crinkled hands.
Wrinkled flipper hand.
Yeah.
Those crinkled flipper hands eat the family cat.
Yeah.
And
He actually went on to reprise his role in Gotham, by the way.
Who?
Not Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens.
really?
That's
Yeah,
pretty
he
cool.
played
Oh.
the Penguin's dad in that
Oh,
too.
lordy.
Did he ever come back as the spleen?
I don't believe so. But I'll keep an eye out.
So the penguin baby eating the cat's a little foreshadowing
A
Yep.
little bit.
later
Well,
in the movie.
Also, that's just
hopeful
impressive
for it. Learned
that
that
like
in
a
film school.
newborn baby can just take down a fucking cat.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And it,
Impressive and scary.
yep. All right. So the parents, react like any sane person would and throw this in the sewer.
Yeah, they're like, we need a postpartum abortion here.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. And what did the rest of the rich Gotham community be like? Oh, how's little Oswald?
He's great.
He's in boarding school
Yeah,
in Switzerland.
He's off with the
Isn't
nanny.
he like 2 days old?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a changeling, turns out.
He was kidnapped. Yeah, we're not doing anything about it.
So they just adopted a baby and no one knew the difference.
That's a simple one. If you've never shown him to the world, because,
That's
it's a
fair.
goddamn nightmare, you could just say there were complications.
Yeah. So the parents give each other like
Murder all the help.
Mhm.
Knew
Yeah.
about it.
they give each other the you know what we have to do eyes, and they plan on going to Moses this baby. I'll just in the weirdest, dumbest place possible, which is just like the middle of the park. We're just gonna dump them in this.
That's where they went to drown their cats. They figured it was good enough for the baby.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that sack of cats we put down here never came back. Would probably be fine, right?
Yeah, that is a good point. It's like, why did you think here was the right spot to
And there's literally
frickin'
people
Moses
walking
the
around.
baby?
Yeah, they walk past people, but this is like the most Danny Elfmaniest Elfman music you'll ever hear in your entire life. He's just elfing all over the shelf.
You okay?
But,
Had
I
some
mean,
burps.
as it
He's getting
transitions
choked up.
into the Batman theme, which kicks all the ass.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
This is the Batman
Yep.
theme to defeat all Batman themes.
Also,
Oh, yeah.
whenever he appears, I'm going to shout him out. Executive producer John Peters, giant fucking spider.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
involved in this.
All right.
I'm surprised, Batman was allowed to fly around because, that's stupid.
Well, he didn't. He just had a glider.
Yeah.
No
True.
bat wing
Yeah.
this time. He could just glide on currents of air like the gargoyles.
And by the way, I remember. I'll wait till we get there.
All right, listeners at home, look up Kevin Smith talking about John Peters. It's amazing. Anyway, do that after the podcast, though.
Yeah, so that's it. We basically show this whole scene where, they drop off baby Oswald in this little
Canal.
stream. Yeah, this little canal at the park, which goes into the sewer system, which goes into the zoo.
Yes.
Yep.
To be fair, I was at the zoo yesterday, and the park is right next to the zoo.
And you think the penguin house is just connected?
Yeah,
The
Arctic
pipe-
World is just fed directly
Just
from the
goes
sewers.
directly
That was
to the
my
zoo.
thing. Like, does all Gotham's poop go into like the penguin habitat?
Yeah,
The
it saves,
zoo?
they don't have to feed the penguins that way.
Oh, okay.
And they don't even have to, they just create a little shit island in the middle.
You don't have to have a sewage treatment facility. He just goes right there
Yeah,
and
just goes right there.
Also,
filters it out.
it's an abandoned zoo.
Yeah.
But they're like, fuck it, leave the penguins.
Yeah, just leave
Yeah.
the penguins. Hell, leave the zoo.
Yeah.
We don't have to tear it down and make, I don't know, a park or
Orphanage.
Yeah.
an orphanage.
Just leave
Well,
everything.
there's lots
The
of questions here because like how long has it been abandoned and like
Did he go away and
apparently
come back?
the circus people found him there. So did they work at this zoo? Were they part of the zoo?
They're just living there.
Maybe the zoo was just like, hey, do you want to just become like a super criminal gang?
And this is kind of where you realize that the way Tim Burton makes movies is he just does whatever he thinks is cool and doesn't really care if it makes sense. Or,
It worked for a while.
or
Yeah, for a
moves the
while he
plot
knew what
or-
was cool.
Yeah, it was working.
Worked on this.
Yeah.
I'm not
Until
saying
he was like, you know what's really cool? Johnny Depp.
those Mars,
You know who
And
gets
Helena
my rocks
Bonham
off? Johnny
Carter.
Depp.
those little Mars attacks cards. Those are cool.
Yep.
Let's make a movie about those.
That's why you never got dinosaurs attacks, baby.
Well, we did. It's called Jurassic Park, and it made a lot of money.
No, it's called Jurassic World, and
It made a lot of money.
yeah. Anyway,
All right.
So, cut to 33 years later at Gotham's tree lighting ceremony. It's Christmas time. Yay!
Which is why this counts as a Christmas movie.
Yep.
Suck it, everybody.
I'll buy it.
No, straight up. It's
yeah,
Christmas
the
movie.
tree lighting ceremony is a major scene twice in this movie. It counts, all right?
So Alfred's sticking around. He's talking to the peanut butter mouth guy. And,
He's walking by some spooky hands in a grate.
yeah. So they're doing the whole tree ceremony, and all of a sudden these big giant
Well, first
presents.
there's the board meeting, right?
Nope.
Shrek.
Not yet.
Oh, I thought they came down.
Oh,
No, that's
No,
happening
that's-
after this.
Yeah, that's after.
is it?
Because after Alfred walks by, it cuts to that big weird cat head, and then that goes into the board meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, then the whole thing with
Yeah.
Alfred
Yeah.
is not
Mhm.
point at any point. Okay, so this is this board meeting. Here we meet Max Shrek, who in
You know
my
who-
mind.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Assistant donkey.
So I was just in my head. I was just picturing Shrek,
Yeah.
like the cartoon, but with like a mohawk, like on a surfboard. Some like
Maximum Shrek.
Yeah, Max
Like Shrek to the max.
Like wearing some some jams or something.
yeah. I mean, it's
Like,
92.
Does he have those large buck teeth like Max from the Goof Troop movie?
He can, yes.
So, you know what he actually looks like? From the first
Christopher Walken.
It mini-series. Like Christopher Walken, if you looked directly into its deadlights, you know how it like
Yes.
blew your hair back and made it white and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, he looks like that.
But I do. It's Christopher Walken. But they're just like he showed up. And was, wouldn't it be great if I just wore a fright wig for no reason?
They're like, I'm afraid to tell you no.
Exactly.
I mean, Joe, you're right though, because he could be like a pre-clown Pennywise.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Well, I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe Christopher Walken has just looked into the deadlights. It's just like,
He's constantly seeing.
wow.
I know he looked
Constantly
into the
seeing
dead
ghosts.
zone.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
So, they're talking about his power plant idea, and everyone's like, "Hey, Max, you know, city makes enough power. We don't need to do that." And he's like, "No, I want to do it." And then Selena's like, "Hey, can I say something? Well, actually, can I ask a question?" And they're like, basically like, "No, you're a woman. Shut up."
Well,
Plus
to
you're
be
so-
fair, like this is an
To be
important
fair.
business meeting, and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
the
this
assistant
woman,
doesn't matter.
this freaking woman
Yeah.
just starts
Okay,
talking.
I was not going to say that.
Starts opening her head vagina.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, I mean, I would accept that if they played the angle of, "Excuse me, you're not paid enough to sit at this table."
Well, no, she's
Or-
just like filling up coffee, and
Yeah.
you just gotta read the room. Like no one's gonna listen to your opinion.
No, the real problem is they listened to it. I believe it made sense. I forgot what she said, but I
No,
believe
at this
there
point,
was,
it didn't. She didn't get to say anything.
she didn't.
I don't
Because I
think
thought
so.
she did.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
All right,
We
because
suck.
that will change my opinion here. Because I thought she made some sense, and they were just like, "That makes sense," but you're a woman. Get out of here, which would be dumb.
Mhm. That's basically what they were like.
But she's so frumpy and ugly. She's just
She's got
hideous.
glasses.
when someone takes her glasses off and lets her hair down,
Her hair is
Oh
so
my God.
unkempt.
Yeah.
She has a cat and lives by herself.
Yeah.
What a
Her
ugly
suit
woman.
was brown. So gross. I don't even want to. I don't
And
know.
that hair.
I
Ugh.
don't, if I think about her anymore, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
I hate this trope. I really.
I will say,
I mean, I get what they're going for,
They
but
did-
it is that she's one bet away from being the hottest girl in school.
here's the thing:
Fuck that.
they did make an effort to make her personality
shitty.
kind
Yes.
of gross
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like she was just crummy.
She had like cat throw up in her hair and
Yeah,
yeah.
pooped in a litter box.
yeah. She had clumps
Mm.
just in her pockets.
Her cat shit in
Apparently,
her
she was
sweater.
dating Tim Burton
Mm.
briefly.
What?
Oh, the character.
Yeah, what was the other message on the answering machine?
Oh, was that Tim Burton?
That was Tim Burton.
That's
Oh, I didn't
But
realize that
like, he was some weird comment about like he can't go on a trip with her because he doesn't want to be an appendage.
Yes, his
Which
like,
is weird
therapist
because-
said he can't be.
So apparently she was dating somebody?
Yeah.
or I wonder if
or
it was just one of
seems-
those things where like she thought they were dating, but it was really just like
Oh,
Mm.
maybe.
I don't know. We're just
But
it's
he
fun
had
to
a-
theorize.
He was just
So-
trying to get her bank account information.
yeah.
So you know what I love about like superhero movies? You can get away with shit like just driving a giant Trojan horse of a present, like
Yeah.
right into
Yeah,
the town
and
square.
no one bats an
No
eye.
cops stop
Really?
you. Nothing.
Well, to be fair, in this world, no cops stop anybody for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think someone would be like, a clown terrorized this town last year. Like, maybe we should look into that shit.
Oh, well, no, Rob, if popular
Just saying.
opinion turns against you, they immediately shoot to kill.
That's true.
They don't
I have
stop to
noticed
ask
that.
questions. They just
I did make a note of that.
I don't think popular opinion has anything to do with it. These
no
guys
mob
just,
rule. Like they,
These guys just fire first and ask
Listen.
questions later.
Black Lives Matter. And by black, I mean Batman's costume.
Oh, that guy.
I was listening to another podcast, and they brought up the fact that
How dare
in
you.
The Dark Knight Rises, they passed the Dent Act, and they kind of make it seem like before that, crime was just legal.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So before, shit just happened, but we passed this thing called the Dent Act, so now we're actually trying to stop the crime.
We have rules.
Crime is officially illegal. Let's put a stop to this.
It took a terrorist taking over the city, but it's
Gotham
kinda
was just like Rapture, where like there were just no rules for anything.
yeah.
So anyway, so we cut
Hold
back
on.
to
Just yeah, here it does totally fit because fucking Pat Engel as Commissioner Gordon, he might as well just be the live action Chief Wiggum because he is the
Yeah.
fucking worst.
He absolutely is. Oh, make them away, toys.
What's that, Chief?
What the
Do what the
kid
kid
said.
said.
So this giant present just shows up on the street. And Tim Burton just does what he does best and ejaculates clowns all over everything.
Circus characters run amok.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do for Dumbo, but they didn't have the
Yeah.
budget.
So
He wasn't far off.
these clowns come out and they're like, are they hurting people? They're just causing
I
mayhem.
mean, the owner of that toy store just got his store just got incinerated by the devil.
Criminal mischief is
Yeah.
I believe
criminal
they're
mischief.
hurting people.
Yeah,
But I like their first act, as you said, exploding out of this thing. One of them seems to hurt himself because he is thrown right into the tree and just goes down. Like, I don't see him again.
so
the jackass music's playing.
Yeah, like,
Tony made the great point while we were watching that the trampoline budget for this movie was out of this world.
that's where all that money went into.
oh, yeah.
But so the Gotham police force shows up.
So like 3 cops and Commissioner
Three
Gordon.
cops and Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, he just immediately goes, call mommy.
Yeah, so one of
My
the
God.
clowns throws a sled at his police car. He's like, "Oh, we can't handle this. Call Batman." He threw a sled at me. I'm taking my ball and going home.
Okay, so what the fuck is even happening here? Because the bat signal goes off, and then there's this weird system of like mirrors and lenses that focuses the bat signal.
Let me explain this to you, Joe. Let me mansplain it.
Yep.
Batman doesn't want the world to know he's Batman. All right. So as Bruce Wayne, he has simply rigged a elaborate series of mirrors and lights on his home.
To fire the bat signal directly in his
He'll
window.
directly fire the bat signal
Into his parlor.
into his living room, so
Like-
that nobody will know that it's him.
It's like everyone will fucking know. Like who else has that? Like
I was picturing the first time, Selena Kyle goes over and she's like, wow, it's a lovely home. Why do you have like 5 bat signals on your roof? Like, I don't get it.
It would be amazing if while she was there, they turned the bat signal on and just blast right into the window.
That blinds her.
And she's like,
That's the
"What
other thing. It's a great shot. And again, because Tim Burton doing what looks cool.
Yeah.
But it's, he has the big round window and the light comes in with the bat signal. Oh, it's awesome. But I'm also thinking, like, does this, like, the one room? Or is this, like, every room in the house has its own bat signal? That's like, it's the whole house lit up like a Christmas tree right
he
now?
makes Alfred stay in that room like 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I'm
where
just picturing the whole house, like, rated, like, the house at the end of Christmas Vacation or something, because there's, like, 50 different bat signals.
Nah, that's the only room in the house he gets a Wi-Fi signal, so he just stays there the whole time.
And so, like, there can never be crime during the day either, because, like, the bat signal is sort of like can't work.
Well, to be fair, he is Batman. They don't come out during the day. That's
I
the
mean-
rabid.
So the villain should have figured that out by now.
That would be a great plot. Just
you know what I bet it
crimes
is?
during the day. The police suck ass.
The day man. I'm
Well,
the
no.
day man.
Well, I bet it is. I bet all the good cops
Oh.
are just like we work 9 to 5, and that's it.
Then we go home.
And we go home. Batman's got the rest.
That's fair. Yeah.
So like during the day, the cops will actually stop.
Yeah,
you.
once the sun goes down, shit gets weird, and I'm not paid enough for
It's
that.
a police state. 9
But
to
is that-
5.
Is that a direct result of Batman? They just front loaded their shift with all the good cops and left a skeleton crew at night.
They put all the
It
rookies
probably
and people that don't give
probably
a shit.
accelerated the process.
Yeah.
I imagine it's more of a case of they had whatever cops they can get, and all the ones at night died
They just
Yeah.
put all the Tims at night. You know what I'm saying? Sorry.
Well, and then the
Tims.
city was like, "Look, we could cut the budget now on these cops
Yeah.
because Batman."
Yeah, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. At one point, we get security guards that say their take-home pay is like $300.
Yeah.
Like for a security guard in Gotham? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
That's a
No.
year, buddy.
That's a year?
That's a year. 300 a year.
That is the worst. That is an insurance scam then, all right? Because you are asking for that place to get destroyed.
Take it up a Shrek.
And Donkey.
Yeah.
Donkey.
Fuck you and your swamp.
His son, Donkey.
His wife, Fiona.
All right, so Batman's on the scene, and the Batmobile's on the scene, and it's doing things that are sort of cool, I guess. It's firing junk. It's got the bat ankle smasher.
It's got two different ways of tripping people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's launching
I liked it.
things out of it into people's chests.
Beanbags, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Non-lethal stuff.
Yeah, but then, like, Batman's like, oh, Torchman, you want to breathe fire on the Batmobile, which I don't know what, like fire-breathing man thinks that's going to do. But he's like, use the bat turntable to lift up the entire car and spin it around.
It's the Bat Lazy Susan.
Yeah, the Bat Lazy Susan.
Yeah, he's stepping up his game here, but it actually starts with there's two guys on the roof of the car,
right, yeah.
and he slams on the brake to throw them into the store that Torchman has just set on fire, so they're dead.
Mm-hmm. But, like, Torchman's standing there like, oh, what's he gonna do? And he turns the whole car around, revs up the jet engine, and just fucking
Sets him
incinerates
on
this
fire.
man. And then, what you call it?
Yeah, that guy's just dead.
Mm-hmm.
Which we decided was actually going to be an origin story for another bad guy. Which would be El Diablo, which I think exists.
Mm-hmm.
So Diablo Jr. is in Suicide Squad, so this would be like
Well, this one's El
Diablo.
Diablo.
Diablo Senior.
But his little devil suit fuses to his body from the heat, and he becomes a bad guy that
He
way.
just freaks people out with his
he's
burns.
basically that evil version of Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure in Pee-wee's Nightmare, where he's burning his bike.
Yeah,
Mhm,
It's
the
basically
devil
just that
costume.
dude.
He's Pitch from the Santa Claus movie.
yeah.
So,
Ugh.
at this point, a clown attacks Selena Kyle,
Mhm.
and Batman,
Taser clown.
Taser Clown. Yeah, Batman shows up, fires the Bat Grappler past the dude, who's just like, oh, ha, you missed. And Batman rips the Bat Grappler out of the wall, causing a block to hit this dude, which makes me wonder, does the Bat Grappler, does that always happen? Like, is Batman that strong? And, like, whenever he fires that grappler, like, that's how he gets it out?
I think it's more of the fact that the buildings in Gotham are mostly made of plaster and styrofoam.
Paper mache.
Yeah, they fall apart really
Then how does he
easy.
swing from them?
He only swings from the Wayne building.
Yeah, there you go.
He's built specific grapple points around the track.
Magic.
Yeah, Tim Burton magic.
So-
My thing was also just like, that was pretty ballsy to assume that he wouldn't immediately shoot her.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, not shoot her. It wasn't a gun, but I guess it was just a taser or whatever.
Well, that's what it was. He's like, you can taser all you want.
Yeah, all right.
You're only going to get one shot before I
Yeah.
take you out.
What's the worst? She falls down and you drop her. Like, okay, then you don't have a hostage anymore.
It's like, look at her. She's wearing brown. Her
He's
hair's
got
all.
glasses.
Her hair's
She's
disheveled.
so mousy. Fuck.
She's so gross.
Yeah.
Just zap her. I don't care.
Yeah, what was his plan here?
He was improvising very quickly once Batman
But
arrived.
I do, I have a hostage. If you come at me, I'll make them more of a liability for me because they won't be able to walk on their own anymore. Like, what?
One thing
Taser clown.
I noticed in this movie, though, other than one point where they deliberately planned for Batman's arrival, the villains never stop to think that Batman's just going to show up and stop them from doing whatever the plan is. There's no accounting for Batman,
Yeah.
other than one specific plan.
Well, to be fair, there is no accounting for Batman.
You could at least try.
Like set up some barbed wire.
Yeah, like
Bear
any
trap.
villain in Gotham, if you're going to send your henchmen out, there should at least be some of them who are like a reserve that's just on Batman detail.
Yeah, you think at this point there would be more of a thing to that at least.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe a distraction to get Batman somewhere else.
Especially since this is apparently a known criminal group,
Yeah.
the Red Triangle Gang, which I think is from the comics, but I don't believe they were circus folk. But I
They
don't-
just played the triangle.
Shouldn't it be the red three circle gang? Three ring circus gang?
Sure.
Like the Red Tent Gang or something.
Yeah.
I
The red abused elephant.
We're the Big Top Boys.
Yeah, it's apparently it's apparently a traveling circus that is holding up in an old zoo of some kind and takes in babies. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
And
with
didn't he
this.
say about he found out there's all these missing children?
Yeah, I guess I think again because they were a traveling circus at the time, but like children were going missing, so they were under investigation or something.
Now, and Joe wasn't here, but I mentioned during viewing that they've got to be molesting these kids. What do you think?
Immediately Will jumps to
He
molestation.
didn't say that's the most likely scenario. He just said, "Man, I gotta see it.
I never put any thought into that.
They better,
And then Tony was like, "No,
be
they're just
molesting
stealing
those
them."
kids."
Yeah, no,
I
my
mean, I'm
first
just-
thought was like these children are missing where this place is going. They're either recruiting them or eating them.
I don't see a kid get diddled. I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving right now.
I said, you think they're just doing them anomalous?
I'm just thinking of this video I saw on the internet where there's this guy in the park is just recording a man walking by, and the man's like, "That's illegal. You can't do that." And they're arguing about the legality of it. He's like, "Stop filming me," and the guy's still filming him. And the guy, rather than just walk away so the guy can't record you anymore, stands there and argues with him. And then, like, the guy that's recording him backs up and gets a little distance, and then the man just yells, "I'm gonna molest you!"
Okay.
All right.
And it just ends with a chase beginning.
It's not illegal if I declare what I'm going to do.
So, no, you can't
Try
record
that in
that
court,
man, 'cause
Will.
if you record him for more than 2 minutes, he's going to molest you.
I will molest you. So that's patreon.com/4ampuck.
So, yeah, all right. So he takes this goon down, and Selena Kyle's picking up, like, she forgot Max's speech for the tree lighting thing. And then she takes the taser and just, gives him a little boop with the taser. You see, she's got a little bit of a bad side in there.
Well, yeah, and immediately after Batman first knocks her out, she even, like, curb stomps him a couple times. Getting in some kicks.
Yep. And speaking of Max Shrek, he's running away during all this, and he stands at just the right spot, and he gets trapdoored down into the sewer.
Yeah, I guess all of Gotham is just mousetrap now for the Penguin.
That's what he's been doing for 32 years.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, yeah. And we saw a penguin-like figure running around, but we haven't gotten a good look at him yet.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're at the Arctic world in the zoo at the Penguin House, and Max is sitting there with, this whole gang of clowns and a bunch of penguins.
He's at the head of the table.
Yep, and we meet the Penguin. And I gotta say, like I've said already, Stan Winston did a hell of a job with this makeup, because holy crap, Danny DeVito looks creepy.
Oh, yeah.
That nose is good stuff.
Some of the credit should go to Danny DeVito's parents for making him look like that.
Jesus.
All right.
But I was reading, like, they did, they looked into it, and, like, they didn't just want to do the cartoon version or just, put a big stupid nose on them. So they looked into, like, actual deformities and how they come out. And so, like, they, made it look like this is a real nose you could have. The hands could really, like, form like that and stuff. That big hunch, for lack of a better word. Like, that's,
He was just fat.
Well,
yeah, so, I mean, isn't it like
I'm a fat guy. I don't have a hunch like that, though.
Well,
your
not 3
pinky
feet
and your ring finger? I think don't they start as the same finger, right, and then split off? I think because don't the other 3 like develop on their own?
Oh God, you're freaking me out.
I know. For in the
something
case
like
of the
that.
Penguin, I know his middle finger was also fused with his others, but like I think that's actually like a thing that some people can be born with their their ring and their pinky finger fused together.
Probably.
Because it's like that thing where if you like put your ring finger down under your hand, you can't move your pinky very well. Like they're linked, like they share the same nerves and
That makes
stuff.
sense. Got a flipper hand? Contact us. Let us know.
I want to meet you, flipper hand person.
Join Patreon.
Join Patreon.
Yeah, pay us first, and then we can talk.
All right. So the Penguin's there. He's got a bunch of umbrellas with different weapons in them. He's deploys the hypnosis umbrella on Max.
Yeah. Well, a nice little nod to, like, the old style.
Mm-hmm.
He even says, like, is that supposed to hypnotize me? He's like, no, just give you a headache, and then fires a shot off from it.
So Max is like, I know you want me to help you and all, but I'm not going to. So Penguin's like, check this out. Here's a bunch of toxic waste that you dumped down here. Here's all these documents you shredded that incriminate you to do a bunch of bad things. And here's the arm of your former business partner that you had killed.
I'm also wondering, because he's, like you said, he's got the documents, like they were shredded. It's like, oh, well, a little time and some duct tape or whatever. And like, I put it back together. Like,
you wanted to see that for his business partner too, right?
I did.
Yeah. That would be a little too dark for the movie, but I would have loved to have seen
put together.
But also, I'm wondering, did he flush all of these? Did he actually flush all these
That's
things?
why he had to cut them up, yeah.
Either
Or they
flushed or
could've
tossed
just-
in the river.
But they could have dumped him in the river or whatever. It's still
But
going to go.
does that also mean that these papers...
You dookie.
Okay.
Yeah. He wiped his butt with them before he flushed.
All right. That's...
Yeah, that's canon.
Yeah, so here's my thing. Like, so this Penguin dude, I mean, I know it was all a front that he just wanted to access all the records for all the firstborn children of Gotham.
Yeah.
But, like, his ask of Maximum Shrek was just, hey, could you just help me find my real parents?
Yeah. At this point, you're like, he's not that bad of a guy.
Yeah, but Ultimate Shrek is like, no, I'm not going to help you find your parents. Like, come on, man. That's really that hard?
Well, pretty much everybody's motivations in this are real questionable.
Yeah, everybody's just awful.
Because, spoiler alert, Max Shrek wants to build this power plant because he wants to steal power.
Yeah.
For what and why? We never know.
Sell to the Russians.
I guess.
Should also point out
The Chinese.
I think this sums up our podcast pretty well when the penguin goes, "What you put in your toilet, I put on my mantle."
Yeah.
And he shows his mantle, and it's all a bunch of poopies.
That should be our motto.
Yeah.
He's made like some ashtrays out of them, some little dolls, fertility dolls, big boobs.
Here's where we actually see Selena Kyle's home.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just a big batch of sadness.
It's so sad.
I mean, yeah.
But she got it sweet and neon sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Says
didn't
hello
match
there.
to me for some
It didn't.
reason. It was like, it should have been a big cat painting.
Well, it was
Or
all
like a
for
lot
the
of
one.
nothing.
It was
Yeah.
like just a
Yeah, it's
setup
for the-
for that one gag later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's just a basic apartment.
She's got a cute cat with her.
Yeah.
She's got a cute cat, Miss Kitty.
Giving it milk.
She's just giving it so much milk. That cat must like.
And so much sass. She's slut shaming this cat so much. Like,
Well, she's just jealousy though.
eh.
Yeah.
Because Tony, she's so hideous. She can't get a man. She couldn't get it if she put it out there. You know what I'm saying?
She can get it if you put it out there.
Views and opinions.
And the podcast has ground to a halt. Okay, so
Happy holiday.
she listens to her answering machine, and I swear she has like the same mom as like the mom from The Fifth Element that's calling Bruce Willis.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that annoying mom stereotype of, "Oh, you never call me."
I got the results. I definitely have breast cancer.
I'm going to go die now. See you later.
What kind of drugs is Denny on?
All right, let's not go down that road.
So, all right, then she's like, she gets a message from herself being like, "Look, you fuck up. You forgot this thing at the office that you got to get." So she's like, "God damn it. Let me go back to the office." And then, while she's back at the office, she's just like, "Oh, let me go break into Max's computer and look at all his files and all that."
Also, let me drink this exposition drink.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a cool thing here because like it's lit in such a way that her glasses are like making like kind of like the old school Catwoman face
Yeah.
on her,
That's intentional.
which is I thought is really cool. But yeah, like super extreme Shrek shows up and he's like,
It's pretty much the scariest
yeah,
freaking thing ever.
like I just got done in the sewer with a goblin man. I paid the troll toll.
Yeah, I am not looking forward to dealing with you right now.
Yeah, what are you doing here? And she's like, oh, let me tell you what I did, what I discovered, and thereby tell the audience the plot of this movie.
But not really. Because, again, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
like
doesn't.
you're just going to be sucking power, not
Yeah, basically his
making
power
a power.
plant, is the opposite of a power plant.
Yeah.
But
It's
like
just a giant
she
capacitor.
tells him the whole thing. She's like, it's weird how your plant is not really a plant. It's sucking power. I found all this out. It's weird, and it seems like it's a bad thing. But what do I know? I'm ugly.
I broke policy to break into the office, to break into your secret files, and then find all this weird information about you, which I'm just going to tell you, so you'll murder me soon.
It's so ridiculous.
How does his evil plan work? Like, he's going to suck power out of the grid to make them want to buy an actual power plant? Like,
That's the
is
thing.
that...
We don't
never
know.
goes into it.
Yeah.
Apparently, Gotham has, as Bruce will say shortly, an excess of power. They're doing fine on that. So, like, he's going to siphon it off the top, like the super, Office Space Superman 2 style plan? Or 3?
Yes.
And then question mark and then profit?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why not?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what his
cool,
plans are.
Either way, Christopher Walken plays this creepy as hell because he comes up at her like he's gonna basically just liquidate her. And it's like, I'm gonna do all this terrible stuff, and he's getting up in her face, and she's like backing up near the window and like freaking out, and he's just like, oh, I'm kidding. And they're all laughing, and like the tension's relieved, and then he's just like full freak out, blah, and pushes her out the window.
Yep.
It's pretty damn awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's why everyone's afraid of Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
she hits the ground and becomes the bed in a cat orgy.
Yeah, so this is not the strongest origin scene here.
It's better than the Halle Berry one.
Yes, but most things are.
And as far as I can tell, none of the other iterations of movie Catwoman have an origin at all.
Well, she's not a super villain like that. She doesn't have powers. She's not something special. She's just a woman that was a burglar. That
Cat
is,
burglar,
you know,
yeah.
Special to Tim Burton.
yeah, decided to dress like a cat. Like that's
Yeah.
she doesn't need an origin story.
Well, so for how she's portrayed afterwards with this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde act, like, I'm willing to put up with a shitty scene of how she got there for the end result.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we get here.
Mhm.
Right.
It's just like cats, question mark? Like some liquor, some nuzzler,
I'm just taking this more as
some
like
biter.
this was the thing that made her insane.
Yeah.
And there were cats around at the time.
It was like a
she
traumatic
said,
brain
fuck
injury.
it, cats.
Yeah.
That first one that ran on tour was like, looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
So she gets back home, and it's basically just a crazy alt version of her previous homecoming.
I'm sorry. It suddenly occurred to me like that explains a good part of Gotham now is that there's this roaming, group of cats that just eat bodies on the rag.
That's what happened to the rest of Shrek's partners.
No wonder the police force refuses to go out at night.
Exactly.
McMalley was taken by the cats last
Yeah,
night.
like just the bands of voracious cats come out.
Commissioner, should we take the body back? Nah, the cats will get it cleaned up in no time.
Give it to the cats.
Well, that's it. They've worked their way through all the rats because there aren't any of them in the sewer anymore or anything.
Apparently no dogs either
Yeah.
for that matter.
Yeah, now they're onto the people.
Yeah.
She gets home, and apparently she's got more messages just in the time that she left. And it's like,
The mom is like even more like irate.
call me or else I'm going to kill one of your cats every hour. And then she gets a department store like ad, which who does that, man?
Was that a thing in the 90s? Like an ad?
I don't
answering
remember
machine?
that.
Possibly.
Early telemarketing.
But it's like,
Yeah.
you'll never get a man with a dirty coochie like that unless
Whoa.
you go to Shrek's
Views and
department
opinions.
store.
It was, however, straight up advocating that like your boss, like
Your
you
boss,
can
will,
sleep
your
with
boss
your
will
boss if you wear
sexually
this.
assault you.
Right. Your boss is never going to want to bang you if you don't dress up in...
Batman, produced by Harvey Weinstein.
Extreme Ultimate Pan Pizza Shrek's department store.
Michelle Pfeiffer though is doing an amazing job though with this like the duality.
Dichotomy. I see what you did there.
But yeah, of like it is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like there's Selena Kyle still in there, but now there's this really angry cat lady in there too.
Yeah.
Who goes berserko on her apartment.
Yeah. Her
like-
first thought, I need to be in some tight leather pants.
She's like, I need to be a cat. I need to feel how cats feel. They go out, they get all slinky. They go out, they do whatever they want.
Oh, okay, yeah. So her jealousy of the cat before, she was like,
Yeah,
I'm going to
she's-
become you.
She's like, I
Yeah.
am one with the cats.
I am now Miss Kitty.
I'm going to drink some milk
Also-
from the saucer.
While I don't advocate, that like the villainesses or heroines be in heels, it sort of makes sense for the cat because they're on their toes. It still doesn't make sense how she's flipping around in them, but
She's
using what she had.
yeah.
using what she had, but that's the thing. Like, because she made, I guess it was a coat. She turned into this outfit,
Yep.
and then she had a whip, I guess.
Sure.
Yep.
Probably given to her by like
Circus.
one of her girlfriends or something as like a gag gift. Like,
You're all alone here.
By Lotus Griffin. Just
Yeah.
in the shittiest performance. Oh, fuck
sure.
Sorry. Holly Berry one again.
Yeah.
All right.
I like how you say shittiest performance as in any of her performances in anything she's ever been in.
Oh, that's just me.
Have been anything but.
She won an Oscar for Best Actress.
Not Halle Berry. I'm talking about Alex
Oh.
Borstein or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't even know that.
And
person,
yes,
so
Halle Berry
fuck 'em.
won an Oscar, and she was terrible in that movie.
Mhm. Had a good
What,
sex scene,
Monsters
though.
Ball?
Yeah. No,
I never
was that
actually.
Monsters Ball, or was that?
No,
was
she
this-
won it for Monsters Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Swordfish. I'm like,
Oh god.
Oh,
no.
she didn't win it. Nobody won shit for Swordfish.
Except some Razzies.
Yeah, and the Mr. Skin Award.
I believe.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
I believe Halle Berry.
She had her boobs out for 2 seconds in that movie. It was not even worth the.
Well, lives on the internet forever.
Halle Berry and Sandra Bullock both have had the honor of going to the Razzies to get Worst Actress, and then like 2 nights later going to the Oscars to win Best Actress.
Well, Halle
Or
Berry
in
won it
reverse.
first,
Yeah.
because she brought her Oscar with her.
Yeah,
Who
that was it.
Who was the
Okay.
other one?
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, yeah.
Sandra Bullock did it the same year.
What did she win for?
She won for Blindside.
She won for Blindside.
Oh, right.
There was
Okay.
some random Sandra Bullock movie she was
Probably
working on.
Oh, yeah.
also Blindside.
Don't worry there. I
Yeah,
could think
there's
of
a bunch of
20 she could have won a Razzie
Birdcage.
for.
Yeah.
And she ordered from pizza.net.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Congeniality.
So, what even happens now?
The heat.
So they chug a bunch of milk. She murders a bunch of stuffed animals. She smashes her neon "Hello There" sign into hell here, and just hits that sewing machine hard.
yeah.
She comes out of it in her slinky black vinyl costume. Feels a lot yummier.
And when I saw this as a 12-year-old boy
Mhm.
in the theaters, I had feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You got mean feelings?
I grew hair in places I never had hair
Yeah.
before.
Voice deepened.
My voice, well, I don't think my voice
Yeah.
ever really deepened.
It used to just be higher pitched than that.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So now we go to a press conference with the mayor.
Yeah.
And his wife with the baby is nearby, and this one flippy clown just flips up to the mayor.
Well, real quick, isn't this first? Oh no, okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So fucking again, they're like tree lighting ceremony. Hey, security, you kind of dropped the ball there. Think you guys can maybe double your presence or something, or
Yep.
pay attention.
We'll
this
have
time?
3 guys around now.
Like at this point, wouldn't clowns just be outlawed from Gotham City? Period. Like,
Right?
you see a clown, say something. You
They-
see
they-
a clown,
You know what?
gun it down.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's pretty much that's how everything should be all the time, everywhere. But that's
Oh, wow. That kind of ruined
I
my
want that
thing.
to be a t-shirt.
Like
That should be a t-shirt.
Is that one of those things where, because the Joker a few years ago, terrorized Gotham, so now everyone wants to
What?
be a
No.
clown?
No. To be fair, and I mean, fuck clowns anyway. But last year we had the Joker terrorize the town.
Yeah.
At one point, he had a bunch of mimes and shit working for him.
Yep.
So fuck all that. And now they're back, and it's a whole fucking circus of people with
Well, I
like
think there's
machine
probably,
guns
a
and
lot
their
of
grinders
imitators
and-
now.
Yeah.
But fucking, he's like, hey, so police, you know how you have guns and the clowns really don't? And there's not that many of them, and it's a whole.
Well, yeah. I like this whole plan is literally can be stopped if one person just stood in the way.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking even tries.
No, well, in this movie, if you're traveling by flipping, you're like the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get wherever you're going.
No one's going to step in your way.
And where from the direction he's coming from, he came from City Hall or something.
Oh,
so
he flipped right through the wall.
he was probably just standing next to everybody the whole
He's
time.
behind a column, just
Well,
waiting.
He's putting his makeup and his costume on right over there.
I'm now picturing one of the employees at City Hall is just this clown,
Yeah.
but he's got a suit on over it. Just oh, I'm done for the day. He clocks out. He walks to the door, just takes that suit off and starts flipping out the door.
Flips all the way home.
Yeah.
Takes a quick selfie because this is the same step where Joker stabbed that dude in the neck with the pen. That's fun times.
Why would anyone around here be worried about a clown?
He's standing in front of the "See a Clown, Gun It Down" sign.
I have visions of some child's birthday party and clown making balloon animals, and oh my god! All of a sudden, the SWAT team busts in, and he's like, "I'm from out of town. I did not know."
So,
He's trying to show him his his badge or pass
Yeah.
that allows him to exist, but they don't care. They just shoot anyway.
It's like, there's a flying Gotham clown.
so Flip Man just flips over, takes the neighbor's baby, says thank you, and just flips away with the baby
Yep.
right down the sewers, which the manhole covers open.
Yeah, no
Sure,
knife,
sure.
no guns, nothing.
Makes, makes sense for what we know about Gotham.
I'm gonna take
Yeah.
this. Is this you cool with that? All right, thanks.
And then we hear he's scared of a penguin man down there.
You hear a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man break out
Yep.
with some punch sounds.
And then he's like, here, take the baby. I don't want anything to do with your hideousness. And you see the Joker is in his trademark vehicle, his fucking duckmobile.
The penguin.
What's that?
You said Joker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, he meant to like this Joker.
Yeah.
Shows up in
This
his
Joker over here.
his freaking
Check out
Joker.
this
All right, well, in
Joker.
fairness, if you're driving around in a giant duck,
Yeah,
it's fair for people to refer to you as a Joker.
Yeah.
that's fair.
Or just asshole.
Yeah, or an asshole.
It's asshole. Yeah.
Well, no, if you're on the highway driving your giant
Oh, yeah.
duck, cutting people off and driving real slow,
Six-wheeled, 18
Duck-a-mobile.
mile an hour max duck.
Oh, that would suck.
then you're an asshole.
There's no windshield or roof on that shit. That would.
No, there's not even lights.
Fucking
It's like-
penguin feathers flying out of it. Like, anyway, so this thing raises him up out of the manhole. And I don't know how it works because the whole duck appears to be lifting up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we decided that there's a separate lift inside the duck
There
that
has to
also
be.
goes
Yeah,
up.
I had the same question because you see, like, there's a significant hole. Like, you could see some of the wall when they're looking down into it. So there's a good, depth to the actual stonework or whatever here. And he is shorter than the head of this duck. He's
Maybe
riding
there's
up.
like
Yeah.
penguins inside that are, like, hoisting him.
They're forming like a cheerleader
Yeah.
pyramid.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right,
Yeah,
so either way.
somehow he gets lifted all the way up there.
And yeah, he rises to the heavens with the mayor's baby, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And they're flashing all these cameras at him, and he's freaking out from that. And Max is like, "This guy's the shit right here. He's a hero."
He's the best. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
So we get this little interview with Penguin now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I just want to find my family. I want to know who I am. Bruce and Alfred are at home.
Someone was like, "Hey, Penguin,
Washing his tights.
what you been doing down in the sewers?"
eating his fishy
Don't
swallow.
worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Nothing important. Alfred is decorating a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Why isn't Bruce helping him?
Oh.
Because that's why you hire a
Yeah, do you
manservant.
not know how employment works?
Well, I mean, like, really? You can't decorate
Well, like,
the
think
tree?
about it. Like, when I do it with my family, we have all these, like, family ornaments that have meaning. Like, Bruce never got that, It's all just, it's all just a bunch of bullshit.
But he has them. They're all from Alfred.
I got the feeling Alfred
It's the same thing
would
every
just
year.
slap the shit out of him if he tried. He'd be like, "Don't
Oh.
fuck up my Christmas tree."
Oh, don't mess. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I
He's
see
like a
it.
I
perfectionist.
get the feeling he
Yeah.
just doesn't give a shit. This is Alfred
Yeah.
doing this for Alfred.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman's a psychopath. He doesn't care about
That's true.
Yeah.
Christmas trees.
He's
He's
kind of a
intently
little bitch.
watching this weird mutation
He's
on
like,
TV.
he's like, this
Also-
guy's weird looking. I'm gonna punch him.
He has still not recovered from Alfred letting Vicky Vale into the Batcave.
Yeah.
As we'll
Oh,
find out
they're still a
later. So
little
he's
sore about it?
he's like, "I'm not doing anything with this fucker. Anything more than the job necessitates."
Yeah,
So
next
you
time it
just-
happens, I'm pushing
yeah.
you off the ledge.
yeah, every time he gets a little too familiar, he brings up the Vicky Vale thing.
Alfred, you give me cold soup again. I'm gonna cut off one of your toes while you're sleeping.
I'm gonna take away your driver's license
Yeah.
and put you in the old folks home.
Again.
And don't, for the love of God, don't you dare invite your niece over here.
Yeah.
I will punch you right in the
Let
face.
a bag of spiders into your bedroom since you let Vicky Vale into my Batcave.
I'm gonna hire.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna hire.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Alfred. I didn't realize this was your bedroom. I just needed to get rid of this bag of venomous spiders.
Hope you don't mind me keeping some scorpions in here.
I'm gonna rehire that prostitute I convinced you was your niece.
Oh yeah. And Sever
It's like
seduce you
fucking
again.
Woodhouse. He's like, "Collect all the spider webs in the mansion."
Alfred, you don't have any siblings.
I'm
What the
gonna make
hell's
you
wrong
eat
with you?
Why are all these scorpions in my room? I'm sorry, whose room? Who owns this place?
Yeah. What?
Technically, all the rooms are
Yeah.
mine, Alfred.
I'm allowing you to sleep in my scorpion room if that's what you're talking
Oh,
about.
yeah. I didn't realize I was in Pennyworth Manor.
Oh man.
Um,
Hey, I hope the penguin has a double bed. You know what I'm saying? Get the hell out.
This is a low point for me for Batman in this film. Because first off, Batman has barely been in this film other than to just do an action beat. We really haven't seen much of him.
Yeah.
But now he's like, "Oh, this penguin, he's at the Hall of Records. I don't trust him. I'm going to put on all my gear, all the regalia, get in the Batmobile, and just drive by and look in the window."
Like a stalker ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, is that's what Batman's become here?
Yeah, because, I mean,
He's
if
just
you
doing
think
his
about it,
research for the little quill,
yeah, when Joker was doing stuff, he didn't have to get dressed up. He just
Yeah.
wandered over. He's like, I was just in the neighborhood. I thought I'd just wander over here and see what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, it's weird because, like, obviously the message at the end is rather different. But the whole time, Penguin's like, I know I look weird, so people suspect me of being this freak, but I'm actually not that bad of a guy. And Batman's just like, no, fuck that. You're weird. Like, I'm keeping an eye on your ass.
You don't belong in my city.
Not
Freak.
to mention, like, wouldn't it just be more effective if he just went over there as Bruce Wayne and was just like, hey, I'm one of the leading citizens in
what can I do to help you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'd like to help you find your parents.
Yeah.
I know a lot of rich people.
Yeah.
Something
Hey,
like that.
maybe I can help invest and make you become mayor. That way, if I happen to be in the room when you bite somebody's nose off, I can, know
Make
what's
it
up.
disappear.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Well, no, I mean, that's what I'll say, but like...
my main economic rival, for Bruce Wayne, it seems to be courting you. So why doesn't Bruce Wayne go over there and court him as well?
Yeah, but hey, guess what? I also have no parents. So,
Let's be friends. The No Parents Club.
we could be orphans together.
The
I mean, that has been expressed, I believe, in the comics. I know some of the shows, but anyway.
It seems like the rule is in Gotham, as long as you're like really creepy but don't look physically weird, you're fine. But if you're like physically deformed in some way, Batman's gonna like beat your ass.
Yeah.
Well,
Throw
that's
you in
just
Arkham.
life. It's just-
I mean,
he's got a physical deformity. Things
He's-
are rough.
he's cool with psychos, just don't give him any cripples.
Yeah, just don't look weird.
That's also on the Gotham Charter.
Cripples need not apply.
So, he finds...
Don't look weird.
Writing down a shitload of
Don't
names.
look weird, people.
Like a lot of names.
Don't
Yeah.
look weird.
And then
Hashtag
he
4 a.m.
finally
podcast.
figures out who his parents are, goes over to their grave, and, puts on this whole act about leaving flowers and being sad, and everyone's like, oh, it's so touching.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's still like, fuck this guy. And,
I ain't buying it.
yeah, so now they know him as his true name, Oswald Cobblepot.
Yep.
And,
Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot, by the way.
now we cut to nighttime to random, goon accosting random lady, trying to rob her or whatever. RoboCop shows up, shoots through her legs right in the guy's dick.
Yep.
Says he'll call a rape counselor, then leaves. Oh, no, so...
Here comes the rape counselor, Catwoman.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Catwoman just fucking tic-tac-toes this guy's face, which is fucking harsh.
Yeah. Hashtag you're a rapist.
Yeah, he's a rapist. I'm cool with this.
No, I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. It's just brutal. Like, she takes him to Dick Kick City, tic-tac-toes his face, big punches him.
Yeah.
And,
knocks him the fuck out.
Yeah. Then she, berates this lady for just making it so easy. And
She's got issues.
Yeah. And she's like, all right, I'm going to go, go to this store.
Your hair's all done. You're wearing contacts. You're wearing colorful clothing that fits your figure. You bitch.
So, first we go to the big meeting between Maximum Shrek and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And over this power plant capacitor thing.
He's now officially too legit to quit Shrek.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce Wayne's like, so check it out. The mayor likes me better than you. And so your power plant's never going to get built unless there's a new mayor. And then Max is like, I have a terrible idea that's just crazy enough to work.
A terrible, awful, grinchy idea.
Yeah. I'm going to get this man,
Mr. Shrek.
yeah, who up until last week has been living in the sewers and managing gangs of killer clowns.
Who, at this point, is not only consistently drooling some kind of green liquid from his face, he's also walking around in these shit-stained overalls that I...
Shit-stained baby onesie.
Yes, it's a baby... Is this his baby onesie? Did he grow out into it
It is
somehow?
basically a
grew
baby
into
onesie. I don't even think there's a trap door on that thing.
No,
It's like at work when they say you
just a
can dress
hole.
up for Halloween.
There's a monkey hole in the front.
Yeah, by the end of it, I'm pretty sure I saw a hole in the back of that. So
It's like at work when they say you can dress up for Halloween and the people who just want to wear pajamas wear like a fucking onesie and you're like,
Yeah.
you're fucking gross.
Oh, I'm a minion.
So,
Okay.
fucking...
Care Bear.
So, he's like, I seem to have no real ability to control this man or anything. Let's make him mayor.
Yeah.
Perfect.
let's give him all the power.
Seems just unstable enough.
Yeah, he's like, I just really need there to be a different mayor.
Yeah.
And why would it be me?
Capacitor.
I'm sure he'll work for me. After all, he does have a lot of evidence on me. Wait, that's a terrible idea.
So now he's like, also, I know exactly how to ask him. But actually, hold on, we'll get to that in a sec, because we do skip over one part where Selena Kyle comes back in, like, just reports back to work. And, Max's face is just like, fuck.
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah. And he's like, all right, I got it. Show Mr. Wayne out, and I'm gonna go.
But also here, Bruce just unravels. He's like, she is crazy, and I am into that.
Yep.
Like, hardcore.
We totally skipped over the nose gushing blood.
No, that's happening soon.
Is it? Because I thought that was the first.
No. Because this is where he got the idea to have Penguin be mayor, but he hasn't
told
go
over
him
to
yet.
his house.
So sorry.
I was transitioning to it, but I skipped this part with Selena Kyle. I like the line that Max uses, though, where he's like worried that she's back, but then he's like, she tries to play hardball with me, I'll throw her out her higher window.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So now he's like, all right, I got to go revisit this little sewer goblin and convince him to be mayor. So how does he do it? He gets the whole campaign like set up, hires all these staffers and everything who are apparently willing to just like elect anybody and not ask any questions.
Well, I mean, they're just doing their job, right?
They're probably on a good payroll.
Let's start with Penguin is now moved out of the sewer.
Yeah,
he's living in
an attic.
An attic somewhere.
He's living in Edward Scissorhands' Gotham apartment.
Yeah.
And I guess Max Schreck brings all these people in for this election campaign, has them move in, paint the place, update the electricity. Like it's a totally different building, essentially, when he comes downstairs.
I like the graphic design for that campaign poster, though. That's pretty sick.
That was slick.
For the Soviet Union, sure.
Soviet Penguin.
Wait. But first, if I could derail us for a moment, because this caught my eye. I hadn't noticed this before, but Shrek goes upstairs to talk to the penguin. Okay, this is the wrong part, but whatever. It's in the attic somewhere. There's a poster for the four-legged duck. I want to see this four-legged duck.
I didn't notice
I
it.
did not notice that either.
Yeah. It's the first time I ever noticed that. It's actually when Selena Kyle's there and the penguin goes up. But
still have two wings?
It's just a poster for it. I don't really know. It just says the four-legged duck, and there's a badly cartoon drawing of a duck.
Oh, so it's just part of the circus, probably.
Yeah.
So
I want to see this four-legged duck.
Maybe that's what had sex with Penguin's mom to produce the penguin.
Isn't that how we got Howard the Duck?
It's got a 9-inch explosive maze-solving penis.
Yeah. And she had a maze that needed to be solved.
And now I feel bad about this. So where were we? Campaign.
Yeah, I just realized what I was insinuating there. I feel bad, too.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, all right, so he lures the penguin down with a fish. So the penguin's just like savaging this fish like, fat chat time.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks up.
He is still a human, right?
I mean,
mostly.
He's a human that grew up with penguins.
Yeah.
He's like Mowgli, but a penguin.
He grew up with circus folk. The penguins didn't raise him.
I thought that's what was insinuated.
Is that?
Well, for a while, the circus folk just threw him a fish with the penguins. They just left him down there. He had to scratch and claw to get out of that.
The plot is not clear. Who raised the penguin?
He's a Mary Sue. All right.
So,
he's just like Ray.
Anyway, so now this whole campaign's just
No
like,
subtlety,
surprise, you're going to be mayor.
Yeah, okay.
Penguin's like, what the fuck? Oh.
Why are we doing that?
Yeah. He's like, here's your image consultants. You know what I'm going to have them immediately do? Put you down and talk about all the things you need to change.
Oh, I thought you meant like euthanize him. I was like, yeah, that might be a good idea.
Well, they're attempting to verbally do it. And so now you get this part where like all the villains are laughing, so the two image consultants are like, we better laugh too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the first person to stop laughing. And then, the penguin's like, well, at least my nose isn't gushing blood. He just
bites this dude's face.
Oh, I just had one of those apple ones. Oh, it's gross.
He'd rather Danny DeVito bite him in the nose.
It's like a little apple cordial or something. It's gross.
So yeah, he just savages this dude's face and like blood's pouring out of him. He's got blood all around his teeth, and everyone's like, "Yeah, this is the candidate we want to make mayor."
Definitely.
This is the person I believe in.
Yeah.
We were watching this. I jokingly went, "That's your mayor, ladies and gentlemen." And shortly after that, Shrek goes, "Mayor," or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this is when everyone clears out and is like, "I'm not working here anymore."
He also says something in a DC comic book movie to the Penguin. He says, "Unlimited amounts of poontang."
And that sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Then Penguin was like,
In
"All
this,
right."
in this Batman movie.
Well, that's
For
definitely
children.
something I noticed more in this time around than others. Penguin is horny as
Oh, he's
fuck.
thirsty.
Yeah.
He's a thirsty boy.
Yeah.
I definitely knew that.
Yeah, I did not realize that the first, like when I saw this when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't realize it then. I mean, I knew something was going because when he's watching Selena Kyle, which I mean, who wasn't? But yeah, he's just all after it.
He's
Yeah.
Randy.
So
Who knows if he's ever been satisfied?
now I understand maybe they just didn't want to do like a scene transition or something, but after he bites this dude in the nose and the entire campaign staff's there, they walk 5 feet over to the water cooler
Yes.
and plan some seriously evil stuff. They're like, basically what we have to do is just cause the city to suffer to such a degree that they would attempt to recall the mayor and elect a penguin.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's going back up his stairs and he turns to his whole staff and he's just like, "Burn, baby, burn." And I'm like, that's kind of incriminating there, dude.
Yep.
Or does Mac just have that many people that don't give a fuck on his
I have
payroll?
a feeling
Maybe.
everyone in this room is getting paid extremely well, so they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right,
I don't care.
fuck it.
But it looked like half the staff was like interns and shit. Like these are people that like care about the issues, not people that are paid
They're
for
trying
it.
to get
Maybe
on the
he-
next ladder rung.
He's promised them that they, whatever buildings get burned down, they will be able to like take that land and build there or something like that.
I promise every one of you, we'll let you know before we burn your house down.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be in it. Isn't that great?
Oh, you're not going to be in it because you're going to be stuck working here to make this guy mayor. So fucking a crime spree ensues. You got a dog throwing hand grenades and stuff. You got random people flipping around, random clowns.
Batman just straight up killing people.
Yep. So yeah.
And the cops are just nowhere to be found. And then,
Well, they called Batman. What else are they going to do?
yeah, that's it.
We
It's
did our job. Why
we
are you
did our job.
complaining?
We turned the light on. What else do you want us to do?
So
That's all my training is just to flip the switch.
Batman's accosted by a man with a bazooka, a man with some sort of beaten sticks, a man with a bomb,
Yep.
and a lady with a poodle.
Yep.
And he pulls out the guided Batarang, which this is right around the time of the Gulf War and the Patriot missile, so like computer guided weaponry was really
that's what
cool,
it
but
was.
people didn't fully understand how it worked.
Kind of like the net.
Yeah, exactly. So like he just has this kind of weird screen that shows the 4 people and has the target thing lock onto him. And then
He's got a target game on this thing.
yeah. Then he hucks this thing and it just flies on its own with sufficient force to incapacitate all of these people and fly to the next target. Unfortunately, he forgot that in the rock, paper, scissors game, Poodle beats Boomerang.
Mm-hmm. Classic.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows that.
So, that's it. The Poodle's just like, this is mine now. And so Batman's like, all right, I'm going to take
And
this.
Tarantula beats Poodle.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Alfred?
So,
Yes, I killed your dog.
and yeah,
Little
I guess,
Alfred.
I guess by that logic, if you need to kill said tarantula, you throw a boomerang at it. Oh. No. Boomerang beats the Ice Princess,
Oh.
who would probably beat the Poodle. She'd like cuddle it or something.
Okay.
In her
But
bosom.
we'll get to that in a sec. So fucking he's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna take this bundle of dynamite that Suicide Bomber Man had. I'm just gonna go for a walk with it. And this big dude, he saw the first Batman. He's like, I know you don't really handle yourself that well against like big goons. Because you remember there's that one guy in the bell tower that actually was going toe to toe with Batman.
Yeah.
So Batman's like, all right, I'm just gonna strap a bomb to you and throw you in the goddamn sewer.
Well, to be fair, Batman took this off some other guy who was trying
Yeah.
to blow something up, and he's like, well, I
Yeah.
got to do something with it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run around like an ass on the dock for 20 minutes, so I'm just going to strap it to this guy and throw him down his pipe.
Oh no,
Straight up
baby
murder that
penguins.
Then Catwoman decides it's time for a crime spree, and she goes into a convenience store and whips some heads off some mannequins, whips the guns out of some staff members' hands.
Yeah.
Out of some security guards' hands. They clearly, like, after she whips it out of one of their hands, they clearly have enough time to shoot. Like,
they didn't have bullets.
Yeah, I guess. Or they were not
Comes out of their own
enough.
pockets.
There were a couple of real blarts.
They were.
Yeah.
Well, they're paid $300 a week, Rob.
A year.
A year, I'm sorry, right?
And this place probably does make them pay for their own bullets.
Yeah.
You have to provide your own weapon.
They're just rubber guns.
Yeah.
They're not real.
That is what I'm picturing. It's just like, yeah, there's actually nothing in this. It's just a prop.
It's
Like,
a squirt gun.
One guy has like a blunderbuss or whatever it's called.
yeah. If you're not scared by us pointing a gun at you, you're probably a super criminal. So they just don't even bother.
And, and like every guy in this movie, they look at her and they're like, I know you're going to do something terrible to me, but I'm weirdly attracted to you.
Yes.
And then after she whips the guns out of their hands, she's just like, I'm going to go.
It pretty much sums up every relationship I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
listeners at home who note Sharon is not in the house right now.
It's true. And also, that excludes her.
Okay.
She'll never listen to the podcast.
Yeah, also, she will never, ever listen to this.
But yeah, it is just a weird moment that we stop to have time for these two security guards to be like, I don't know, she's fucking up the place, but she's kind of hot.
She sets a microwave bomb.
Oh, yeah.
And then goes flipping off.
Yeah.
A lot of flipping.
Then, Batman runs into Penguin outside this store. They have a little conversation where Batman's basically like, I know you're evil. And Penguin's just like, I'm just walking around, dude.
Just checking out what's going to be my city.
So then Catwoman flips over and she's like, meow. And the store blows up behind her. It's a pretty cool little introduction.
Yeah.
And then Penguin's like, it's been real, but I got this umbrella copter. Just gonna fly away.
Well, no, again, he's like, I want to hit that.
Yeah.
I'm going after it.
That's true. He doesn't.
See you
He
later.
calls dibs. He's like, I saw it first.
Yes, he does call dibs.
Batman goes hardcore parkouring up the side of a building after, and she just has the claws that let her climb the side of a building like a cat.
Awkwardly.
Yeah, and she can't get back down. She just gets up there and meows.
Like a cat.
Like a cat.
Yeah. So these claws were made for sewing and climbing up the side of a stone building.
And the umbrella copter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, that's badass. But you look at it now, you're like, how the fuck does that work? Like, there's no engine anywhere on that thing.
Nope.
Maybe
Or would it ever hold a
DeVito.
DeVito?
Yeah, well.
I don't know.
Would you prefer it be a giant umbrella that he rode around in the sky on? A la the
Prefer
Batman
It'd
movie?
be neither of those things.
So,
What if he took two machine gun umbrellas, shot them at the floor as he spun them and fell
Like a
into the
jetpack.
sewer?
I wouldn't get him to Catwoman, but yeah, sure.
So, yeah. Now Batman runs into Catwoman on the roof. And what even happens here? She just
They
basically
fight.
just beats the shit out of him.
Yeah. Well, they have a decent fight here, and I kind of liked it with the, she's getting up in his grill, she's knocking him around, he punches her back, and then she's like, how could you hit a woman? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. And she's like, fuck, that was wrong, bam, and just punches him back.
So then he's going to fall off the roof, and she whips around him, and then he throws like a thing of napalm at her.
Yep.
The bat
oh,
napalm.
man.
Gives her a burn.
Better than cat repellent, I
Yeah.
guess.
Then knocks her off the roof. So then he grabs her and pulls her up. So now they're both standing there like, I'm so turned on. But, I don't know what to think right now. And Catwoman's like, yeah, I'm a cat. Claws.
And he's like, I'm Batman. Punch.
Yeah. Yeah, and he punches her
I don't know how to
right
respond
into
to
a
it.
truck full of cat litter.
Yeah, punches her off the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where did all that cat litter come from?
And why is it being carried just like that?
In an open container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was. I don't believe
Oh, it was
cat litter.
It was trying to get that massive band of cats out of Gotham.
Trying to lure the cats out.
Or appease them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's the offering to the cat. They dump it
So
somewhere.
here's my theory.
Like in Godzilla, the 97 Godzilla with the fish.
Yeah.
Just dump a huge pile of cat litter.
Here's my theory. It was not cat litter. It was just sand, and it was probably to sand the streets because it's wintertime.
That's probably correct, but I much...
Why you gotta be serious?
Yeah, I much prefer the idea of, like, this is the truck that... This is essentially a giant cat litter
the
box.
reality is...
the truck comes for the cats.
It's Tim Burton. It was cool.
I don't think Selena Kyle would stand up in court as an expert witness, but she does say, saved by kitty litter.
Right, because a lot of people just probably use sand as
Do
kitty
they?
litter.
She also
Gross
just
people.
suffered a
Never heard
traumatic
such.
fall from the top of a building.
What, using
so-
kitty litter for...
No, using sand for your cat's litter.
I mean,
Oh,
you can
yeah, that I
do
don't know
it,
about.
but that's not a good
I feel like
plan.
that's not, like if you're going to the trouble to buy a lot of sand, just buy some cat litter.
Yeah, the truth of the stuff that some of the stuff that is used for salting streets is pretty close to kitty litter, so sometimes they just use sand, sometimes they use stuff with things in it and whatever, but
It could just be for the roving cat gang. I don't know.
that'd be my guess. That's my vote.
All right, so
Anyway,
now
Back to the
that's our
Batman.
second death, supposedly.
we cut to the Penguin, who is now arriving back at his headquarters, and everyone's cheering for him, and he's like, the mayor sucks. And then there's this really attractive blonde lady who, says, like, he's the coolest, what is it, the coolest
Role model.
Role model ever. Yeah, and he's like, you're the hottest fan that a role model like me could have. He's like, here, have a button. And he just, like, puts the
Gropes
robe
her.
on this lady, and she's just like, please stop.
No, I don't want to say that, but
I don't know. I don't know
Her
how she
face-
actually felt.
her face expressed no concern.
I imagine that was one of those, he must be having trouble with his flipper hand.
Why
and
are
not
we-
realizing what's happening.
Why are we still discussing
Yeah.
this?
Fair enough.
I know. I feel like
By the way,
Rob over here.
yeah. So the Penguin's basically just like, this is the best thing in the world. I could stick buttons on girls' boobies all day. And then
I'm getting laid tonight. That's what he's saying.
Speaking of,
and he goes
there's
upstairs.
some body here to see you.
Yeah, this is actually where you see the duck sign, by the way. But
And I remember thinking at first, like, why is she just on his bed? That's all rude. But then I'm like, she's a cat. That makes total
Yeah,
sense.
it's
It's just like, yep, this is mine now.
Yeah, that's why she's there. Because it's rude.
Yep.
also, you come home, Michelle Pfeiffer's on your bed. You're not going to get complained too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she eating crackers?
She had-
Whichever answer you want
Does she have
that to be.
kitty litter all over her?
No.
Okay,
No,
then
there's
she's
not
fine.
that
Still.
one.
With her
So,
wet
yeah.
out.
So the Penguin is just like blinded by the poon.
Ugh.
He is like, now Michelle Pfeiffer is being legitimately very attractive in this scene, but like he cannot focus worth a damn.
Oh, he's a 13-year-old boy who
Yeah.
just found porn.
Yeah, he's
That's what this is.
he may not be aware that it's capable. I mean, that a lady is capable of being that attractive. Like he might actually have just discovered that and not know what to do with his feelings.
You were my new wife. How do you know? You ain't got shit all over you.
Yeah. So they come up with a plan. Basically, like Penguin's like, check it out. I have this plan to take apart his Batmobile and turn it into a mobile H-bomb.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just put a bomb in there?
Yeah, blow it up when he gets in.
Just car bomb Batman.
Well, I think that was kind of his plan.
Yeah.
I believe it's because of her involvement that changes.
So
Because it's part of the
that
whole
does make
framing
sense.
him.
I would have done we can remote control it and have a bomb on there.
Yes, that would have been the
Mm-hmm.
fail safe. He tries to take this off, it explodes or something. But
Maybe put him in some sort of situation where he only has time to remove one.
yeah,
So like the one that's going to let him regain control of the car so it won't hurt anybody else, or the one that's going to blow him up.
we'll really just have it be like oh yeah, we're just remote controlling your car. Oh, you're gonna take it off? That triggered a
Yeah.
thing, and now it
Boom.
explodes.
And you're dead.
But I guess this was a thing cut from the script.
Mm-hmm.
But originally there was something about how it was a disgruntled employee or something they talked to, that they were able to get these blueprints. Because where they get these blueprints?
Their version of Lucius Fox.
Yeah, well, probably not Lucius Fox, but like somebody that worked for whatever company that actually he got the Batmobile from. He's got to be paying somebody for that.
So I'm going to say that that's not the first time he's used the make the Batmobile become skinnier. So they picked up some of the extra parts and have just sort of speculated from what they found on there.
Okay.
And from like looking at the innards of the Batwing.
So are we trying to figure out where they got the exact blueprints for the layout of the Batmobile?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the dumbest
Just
thing.
enough of them have been run over by it. They've got a good look at its layout.
I think I saw a panel as it was running over my left arm.
As it hit my dog.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Or actually, you know what you could say is when the blueprints for it were drawn up and it was created, the blueprints were then shredded and thrown in the sewer, which he has put back together.
All right. We'll go.
Damn it,
That's
Alfred.
a stretch, but like...
Yeah, damn it, Alfred. I told them to burn it.
Then throw it down.
Turns out, like, if you just throw something off the side of the Batcave, it goes all the way down into the water, and then that goes into the...
All right.
Oh yeah, everything
World
goes.
Zoo.
Everything funnels into the zoo.
I remember seeing something.
Somebody's getting camel spiders in their room tonight.
I remember seeing something on National Geographic about like where they shred documents at the CIA, where they're like shredded, then burned, then water's like put on them. So there's like they're just like clumps of ash that get thrown away.
That's how I'd do it.
Yeah.
I would just burn them personally. Like, just burn
I'm a
them.
paranoid fuck. I would. Yeah, I would do all of it.
All right.
So
So,
you don't work at the CIA?
that's
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, Catwoman's like, I want to frame him. I want to, destroy his public image. And I also want to have this weird standoff with you through your bird cage. And then I'm going to take your bird and eat it.
Yep.
And she just straight up just shoves a bird in her mouth.
It wasn't even really a standoff. It's he's saying something to her, and she's just being a cat,
Yeah.
and just oh, there's a bird here. You're talking to me, but I'm doing this. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole weird thing because he's just like all for fucking up the city because he's trying to cause problems for the mayor, and she's like, I'm all for fucking up everything Shrek, which is like half the city, so we should work together. And he's like, I don't know why I need you, so no.
So,
But yeah, eating his bird
Yeah.
makes him change his mind.
so then he's like, all right, well, I happen to have knife umbrella here. I'm just going to go pet your cat with it.
Aw.
So she spits the bird out. And yeah, kudos to Michelle Pfeiffer for shoving a bird in her
Oh, yeah.
mouth.
So gross.
Oh, it could have flown down her throat.
Yeah.
That's not really a thing you got to worry about, I don't think.
I don't know. I don't fucking
Yeah.
put birds down my throat, Tony.
Maybe Tony does. I mean, what are you doing at that?
That zoo you work at.
Tony spends a lot of time in the truck with the animals. He's done
I
some
mostly collect the
experiments.
body parts and the shredded newspapers.
Takes them home.
Also, when threatened, Tony spits his eggs like Birdo from Mario Brothers 2.
Bow.
And the only way to truly defeat him is to catch one and throw it back at him.
I've tried. Those things are
Yeah.
slick.
It's not as easy as Mario makes it look.
Slick.
No, I'm just if it's a live animal, it's probably not. Its instincts aren't to go further down your throat.
Okay.
But
All right.
Ask Richard
So-
Gere.
Well, okay.
That's a different animal and a different orifice.
That's right.
Oh,
and a different podcast. So let's just
Yeah.
move on.
so,
Catch me on my solo podcast. Dribble butt.
Will's Will It Fit?
Will it dribble?
so, Penguin's like, plans forming, and I'm going to use my flipper hands to make this sick-ass bat shadow puppet.
They were
Also-
made for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what light is coming from directly on his bed to the ceiling? I don't
Reflecting
know,
off
but
his bald
it
head.
works somehow.
Yeah, it's going off his bald head.
Yeah. So then he goes downstairs, talks shit about the mayor, and challenges him to relight the tree. Like, why does the mayor have to oblige him?
He doesn't.
He could just be like, I'm the mayor, and that's dangerous. Why do you want to put everyone in danger?
How many trees are they fucking lighting?
Well, that's the problem. The mayor's like,
It's just the one tree, but they failed at
Technically,
it
it's
like
already
3
lit.
times now.
well, yeah, technically it is, but yeah, the problem, or was it lit? Did they even get
Yeah,
to it?
because the lady
They
pushed a
didn't.
button and lit it,
Okay.
and then the president attacked.
But yeah, the mayor's like, well, he challenged my manhood. I mean, this seems really dangerous, but like, I can't back down. And the commissioner's like, oh yeah, you got to do that. Like, I'm incompetent. Go for it.
Thousands of lives are at stake, but that's a risk I'm willing to
Yeah.
take.
I know, like, lots of people died the last time we did this, but, like, he called you a pussy. You gonna take that?
So anyway, they reschedule the tree lighting.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Bruce meets up with Selena Kyle and gets the digits for a date that night.
Oh, that's right.
But early, before the tree lighting ceremony.
Yes.
The date's going to be like, we're just going to like do the 1992 equivalent of Netflix and chill.
Tree light and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think
Tree
it's
lighted
just
fight. I don't.
you chat in front of the fireside and make out a little.
Nice.
So Penguin's like, check out this plan. He goes to pay a visit to the Ice Princess, who's going to light the tree. And he's like, oh, take a look at my camera. And she smiles for the camera, and fucking Danny DeVito just whips this batarang right in this girl's face.
You might be right about your theory of the boomerang is beat by the poodle and the poodle is beat by the Ice Princess.
Yeah.
Because she's essentially Elmira from Tiny Toons. Because she is dumb as a fucking brick. She's like, it starts with he says he's a talent agent, so she lets him in. Like, he's the dude running for mayor. Like, he's running the ceremony you're at. Like, there's no way you have not seen him. And it's not like he blends in for anybody else.
I'm pretty sure she's Lenny'd more than one poodle.
Yeah.
I'll let the audience decide what that means. But so yeah, they now
Tell me about the poodles, George.
the Ice Princess is gone. The batarang is at the scene of the crime.
I thought she was dead.
I thought so too, and I think the police also did, because they're like, "All right, Batman is our primary suspect. We're calling Batman in to investigate."
Yeah.
It's friggin' cops, man.
We don't have any detectives anymore after Eckhart. But
So, we go back to the date with Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne. And kudos to them for actually mentioning Vicky Vale and not just, being like a Bond girl where she just disappears.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay, so, I let her in on a little secret, and we couldn't really work it out.
Who leads with that, first of all?
Yeah.
I got secrets.
Well, she kind of...
And if I tell you, everything's going to go to shit.
I can't tell you.
I mean, she did kind of talk him into it, because she was like, why'd she leave you? Did you keep secrets? And he's like, no, the problem is I told her all of them.
So, yeah, but I like that they still mention Vicky Vale. And she's basically like, fuck it, makeouts, let's go.
Yeah.
Just jumps on him.
Yeah, for real.
But then they both have their wounds from the previous night's fracas that they're trying to avoid.
So, you got an acid burn on your arm,
and
it's wintertime?
Yep.
Long sleeves? No?
You'd think.
Wear some long sleeves?
Yeah.
She was wearing some kind of...
It wasn't... No, it was
long
just,
sleeve, but...
It's like a 3/4 sleeve or whatever.
Yeah. It was enough that he could easily push the garment up.
Yeah, and it looked gross. No one
it.
wants to touch that.
You think you put a fucking bandage on it or something?
Yeah,
that would be the bigger thing, is like, because there was whatever weird story you were talking about with a skiing accident before.
Skiing, whatever.
Yeah, you had a whole bunch of things. So just throw a bandage on it. He won't know.
Put some Neosporin on there or something.
That
You're
too.
wearing a skin-tight suit.
Well, she is crazy now. So.
Yeah.
Let the
likes
cats
pain.
lick it.
All right, so
medicinal properties.
then they're both like, I gotta go, because now they see on the news that Batman kidnapped the Ice Princess.
The commissioner is for sure gonna fuck this up. I gotta go.
Bruce is like,
Commissioner you jumped in. He's like, oh, we're fucking this up. Put the bat signal on.
I got this evidence here that I'm getting my fingerprints all over. I don't know what this is about.
It appears to be a bat. Some description.
Yeah. That this lady is missing, and all that was left behind is a batarang with some blood on it. So we're assuming aliens.
Might be Mars attacks.
And I swear to God, like,
those freaking Kryptonians again.
I don't know why. Like, maybe just the angle I was at or something. But he's holding up this bag of evidence with the batarang in it. And for some reason, I thought it was a 6-pack of beer. And it seemed perfectly normal.
Because it was in his mind as well.
Yeah.
Me and the boys going to go back to the station and have a few and figure this thing out.
So Batman arrives on the scene. And he puts the bat armor on the Batmobile, which Penguin's goons immediately disable. And they just jack up the Batmobile. Start going to work on it.
Yep.
I don't know how... all of the electronic warfare in this movie makes no sense, because it's just like, they just have a thing that works at getting the thing to do the thing.
Because they took technology that was starting to show up in the 90s and just went with it without any real idea of how it actually worked.
Yeah. What gets me is they jack up the Batmobile, they lower its computer shields,
Somehow.
whatever. They open the hood, they pull out a bunch of wires, they're digging through all this, and at the end of the day, they basically just magnetically stuck this little ball on the bottom. It just
that
works.
They plugged one wire into.
Yeah, what?
It's kind of circus technology.
Yeah, because they had the big, huge R&D department at the friggin' circus.
It's just Fatso the Clown and one big penguin.
Yeah, if you think about it, I mean, like, the craft is the car is probably fly-by-wire, so it is probably just a simple matter of bypassing the cockpit controls to this thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
So why did you have to pull, like, a million wires out? But
That's like taking the whole car apart to like change the fuse to your headlights. Like, you don't need to do that.
So, well, that's happening. Batman, he goes off to save the princess. And he gets ambushed by Catwoman, who's fighting him lion tamer style with a chair and a whip.
Yeah.
And yeah, another little fight ensues.
She says, "I'm hungry." He pile drives her.
That's right.
He says, "Eat floor." Like, damn, dude.
So
He's not playing no more.
and then I had a video game flashback because like she leaves with the Ice Princess, and then Batman like goes to follow her. He gets up to the roof, and she's standing right on the fucking edge of the roof and the villain's nowhere to be seen. So she didn't decide to get down. She just stood there like an idiot.
She is rock stupid. As
Like a fucking video game NPC that's just like, oh, this perilous spot that I can just move on my own. I won't do it until you come over here.
There's no pathfinding on her
Yeah.
AI.
At all.
I know I should get down, but I don't know what direction I should move to.
So then fucking Penguin's just like, lawn dart, throws an umbrella loaded with bats.
Yep, like you do.
And the bats are immediately like, let's just attack this lady.
Yeah, let's attack this lady. Also, hey, there's lights down there. Let's go look at the lights down there.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, those came out of the tree.
Those came out of the tree.
Yeah, he stuffed the tree with bats.
Which I do like is she falls off this thing and lands right on the button, lights the tree, and all the bats come out.
Like, yeah, that was quite a coincidence, but it was cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, did anyone look at this tree for the bats?
No.
Nope. But like,
They're just like, oh, we're doing this tree
The
lighting
15th
again.
time.
Yeah, no one's
cold.
giving a shit about that tree. The clowns are climbing in the fucking, town hall. No one cares. The
Cats
other thing,
are running amok on the street.
yeah, they're roaming wild in the streets. The other thing that bothered me with all this, like, the Ice Princess got kidnapped. This is a whole thing we're setting up for Batman. If Penguin was smart, he'd just leave it to Selena, because now she's on the take for this.
yeah.
Whatever happens, he's going to blame her.
Yeah, he
but
really
no,
didn't
he
have to
shows
do
up and
anything.
just like, yep, I'm part of this shit. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So he slinkers off. The
And then-
cops...
Yeah, well then he's on the building and he's just like, I did my one little part just so you know I'm involved. I'm going to just magically vanish in a portal as the cops come out and just start firing wildly.
Yeah.
It's Batman. Bang, 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 bang.
That's it. They just immediately open fire.
And Pat Engel's like, don't fire. Bang, 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 bang.
And you know what the best part about this is? If you're actually thinking about the time frame of it all, these cops had to be in the building heading up the stairs
Oh, yeah, they did.
while this woman died. Like, there's no reason to suspect
Yeah.
Batman of anything.
Yeah, the elevator was out of order, so they were like, Shh, do we light the bat signal? The elevator's out.
Well, the cops were like, "There's no way we're securing this plaza. Let's just fucking go."
We found that one batarang, so if you see anything in a bat suit, shoot it.
Yeah.
I was just following the see a clown, shoot it down protocols that were in place.
I thought it was a clown. Sprinkle some
Pixie dust.
yeah, some glitter on him.
No one, anything in a mask,
It's a clown.
anything,
Clown, yeah.
anything in a costume,
It's a clown.
fuck it. Capes, fuck it.
We're just exploiting a legal loophole by labeling anything we don't like as a clown.
Like theaters everywhere, just shut down.
There's like this fucking like McCarthyism-esque witch hunt where it's like, I have this envelope that identifies all these people as clowns.
First they came from the clowns, then they came for the top hats, and then they came for me, and there was no one left.
So what happens next? Batman.
So he gets shot a few times and falls. The bullets bounce off his armor, of course. But then he gets mounted by Catwoman. Who's kind of...
I like the cops have just disappeared at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, we shot him. I guess we're done.
Well, they fired all of their bullets at him.
Let's go get more.
Yeah.
Gotta go to the ammo store.
Let's not even look over the side of the building to see where his body landed.
The bullets are all the way down at the bottom of this building. Damn it. So, then they notice they're under a mistletoe. And yeah, they say the thing about, mistletoe could be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss could be even deadlier if you mean it. Yeah. And then she licks him. And, yep.
She licks his whole damn face.
Mm-hmm.
She sure does.
And he, kicks out of this and, flies away on his wingsuit. And he just breezes through Gotham Plaza for no reason, just to be like, hey, everybody.
And the bats are still there.
Yeah.
The bats are still there.
You're still being attacked by bats. This is going to look awesome.
You'd think they would have flown away from the lights, but hey, they're still here.
I got some Joker formula in them.
No, they've got a taste for blood now.
Oh, so the vampire bats.
Meanwhile, Penguin's talking to Catwoman here, and he's just like, all right, that worked really well. You should marry me. And she's like, I don't even want to touch you. That was never in the cards.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're going to reject my advances? Well, umbrella copter.
I'll kill
around
you.
your neck.
Well, yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah. And it makes no sense.
Well, yeah, I don't know how it worked, but if it locked around her neck like they made it look like it did, that's a good way to hang somebody.
I don't think it even did. I think he just hooked it under her chin.
Yeah.
Set her off.
Yeah.
It's like, even if you get loose, you're falling. Like, whatever.
Yeah, fair enough.
So which is what happens. She falls.
Yeah, she does die.
Into a greenhouse, into a bunch of plants. And then when she wakes up, she screams so loud she breaks the rest of the windows.
And she dies again.
She does not die again.
All right. So, what even happens next? So now, Batman gets in his car. He's like, well, tonight has not gone as planned. I'm going home.
Yeah.
And
front row.
Penguin gets in his little mayoral trailer in his little Batmobile ride-on game.
50 cents ride thing.
Yeah. And takes control of the Batmobile.
He's just plowing through everybody.
And he's installed a video monitor so he can talk shit to Batman the whole time.
Who wouldn't?
By the end of tonight, I was bound to plow something.
That's what all the wires were for. They were just setting up that camera.
So, yeah, he does run over a lot of people.
Yeah, he does.
He destroys a lot of cars.
And it takes a few minutes before Batman's foreign object detector finds the foreign object, which apparently their blueprints did not account for.
And apparently, his thing doesn't just automatically do that when he gets in the car. Hey, new thing attached to us. You might want to look at that.
Yeah, hey, power's being rerouted.
Yeah, foreign object here.
So he plunges through the floor and removes the antenna that lets Penguin control the car. And the Penguin just jiggles in frustration. You see him on that little camera just
So is the
shaking
floor of the
around.
Batmobile just made out of, particle board? Or
Yeah, that's its weak spot.
It's not much.
it just had a big rust hole in there earlier. You just had to cover it over with a piece
All
of
the cat litter that's all over Gotham Street.
Yeah, it did rot away.
See, I would accept something like there's a hatch down there where Batman can maybe roll over a manhole cover and just immediately
That
be
would
in the
make sense.
sewer
But
or
he had to
something.
remove that for the lazy Susan.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
He's like, I had to take out a lot of floor to put that in.
that's the panel he put in, so if he ever has to stop it Flintstone style,
Yeah.
he just...
Put his bat boot.
But like most villains, the time they take to talk shit proves to be their undoing.
Right.
As
Batman's got a CDRW on hand.
Oh yeah, he can record that sound.
so yeah, Batman's like, my car cannot fit through this gap coming up. I need it to be skinnier. So he hits a button that just fires off a bunch of surplus car.
Yeah.
Makes I don't.
I can
I've
only
never
assume that
understood
killed a
this
bunch of other
feature.
people, too.
Yeah. Same thing with the tumbler where it has it can shoot out a little motorcycle. I've never understood that feature. All of the space that you would have to devote to that, would just devote it to the survivability of the vehicle and it will make it through whatever scenario it's in.
Well,
I think I might have to give this one more for the tumbler than this, because this is just how often is this an issue?
Yeah.
And what if you're just like an inch off? You know, you're an inch too big.
I mean, I guess maybe he built, like, if he ever had to make an escape into the sewers or, you know, like, whatever, he built it so it fit there, but I don't know. Yeah.
You tried.
It's an 8-foot wide car. It's not.
Does your Lego one do that?
No. Well, I mean, I told Joe earlier, it is Lego, so technically I just take the sides off of it.
I remember the toy for this did that. Yes. And that seemed cool, but I don't think I ever actually meant to do it. No. I just hit the button by accident.
It was an accident every time. Because it would come off and you're like, yeah, okay, let me just put these sides back on and make it awesome again.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, well, okay, now I have the bat dildo, whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not as cool looking. And those other two pieces are just like hollow plastic that are just sitting on the side now. Like, I'm not doing anything with that.
They had all the weapons on them, too.
They weren't hollow plastic is the thing. That was back in the day when it was all... No, they were solid. Because they had the spring mechanism in them, so...
or like the whatever. Point is, you weren't doing anything with those either, so it's like cool for that one trick, but
the Batwing that turned into a Batmobile of sorts, that was sweet.
Yeah, see, that's why I give it more for the wings. Like, I'm okay with like your seat becoming a separate, smaller vehicle if needed, but like, you know, just losing large chunks of your vehicle for no apparent reason doesn't make a lot of sense.
Now, what about the Bat grappling hook we see in the next movie that takes the whole car driving up the side of a building? Would you rather it got skinnier or did that? Both of them suck.
I'm saying skinnier.
Yeah, I'll take skinnier.
Because, I mean, you're talking about putting the weight of the Batmobile on whatever it grapples onto.
And then driving on the roofs and
driving,
just at that point, just hit a button, launch yourself out of it, then fly up to the roof and put your shields up.
Especially in like Gotham. New York, Gotham are famously flat and drivable.
So that's a good point. It's like, what does it do once it's up there? Like,
it falls down.
There it is.
Falls over the other side.
You have to call the Batwing to come carry you away.
You have to call your mom to come pick you up.
All right,
Alfred.
So,
Alfred, send a tow.
Yeah. So now Batman suffered a bit of a defeat here, but he's got a plan to deal with the Penguin. He's going to watch the press conference with Alfred, but because he's in a bad mood, he decides at this point to split hairs with Alfred and fucking bring up the shit about letting Vicky Vale into the Batcave.
Well, he does. He makes some comment about security. He's like, "Security, fuck you. You're the one that caused the problem."
Yeah. So
guess what? I caught a bunch of those vampire bats. Guess where they are?
Also, I'm renting out your room on Airbnb.
Yeah.
Fucking, you're sleeping with the Hiltons tonight.
You sleep out in Bat Dog's house outside.
All the clowns I've captured so far in this movie are in your closet.
And skeletons.
They're all thirsty. So
anyway, he does this awful fish tank secret passage thing to get down to the Batcave. And so Batman just has the ability now to disrupt anything electronic that the Penguin's doing. Like, he's just like, I'll hack his live speech, I'll hack his penguins, I'll hack his whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is possible, but this is totally also defeatable. Because, so like the Penguin's giving a speech, and then Batman basically hijacks the speech and makes him say some of the shit he said to him in the car. Like, I played this city like a harp from hell.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So everyone can clearly see that Penguin is not talking.
Yeah, he's not moving his lips at all.
Now, I'll give you, he's short and those microphones are kind of tall. But all Penguin has to do is just walk away from the podium and just go like, that's not me.
Deep fake.
But also keep in mind that Gothamites are really dumb.
Yes, and they came to that speech armed with lettuce and
tomatoes.
Correct. Yes, they did.
Correct.
I would buy it if that was someone's groceries, but that was way too many lettuce and tomatoes.
Cabbages.
It's next to the Whole Foods in Gotham.
Yeah.
No, I imagine there's somebody in Gotham that knows what's up, and he goes to every one of these things with like tomatoes and lettuce, heads of lettuce ready to sell them just in case.
And that's his Batman villain origin story?
Yeah.
Lettuce and tomato guy?
It's the vegetable grandma.
I was just going to say that.
That would be a neat just side character to explore for a Batman issue. Just the guy, like, he's neutral. He's just when public opinion changes so often.
Holy shit. Dude, If that was the Condiment King, I'd give
Oh,
them
there you go.
points.
That
I would give them
could've worked.
points.
He's like, all I want to do is see a man get hit by a tomato. But if I want to make a little money in the process,
Yep.
that's it.
But instead, I mean, Gotham decides that the Penguin is awful.
He's been canceled.
And they
Yeah,
throw
it's-
like at least a Danny DeVito sized pile of produce at him. But the Penguin is actually like perfectly equipped to fight this threat because he has an umbrella, and B, it's an assault rifle.
Yeah. So he just fires wildly into the
Yeah.
crowd, which I think pretty much cements that, whatever, Batman really doesn't need to worry so much about him walking away from the podium. In this
Yeah.
movie.
Also, like, Max Shrek's just like, I don't know, dude, you're on your own.
Yep.
And, so Penguin kind of freaks out here. And he's running away from the cops who immediately open fire on him, too.
Yep.
And he dives off the same bridge in the park that his parents threw him off of to go back into the sewers to be born again as the
convenient.
Penguin.
Or
Metaphors.
metaphorical.
And fucking Bruce Wayne celebrates hacking the Penguin speech by just fucking DJ scratching the CD he made.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was inspired by, what's his name? Joe Johnson.
Parappa the Rapper?
No, not Joe Johnson.
John Peters.
John Peters.
Yeah.
You think so?
That reeks of his involvement.
So Penguin's just like, all right, let's escalate this shit. 10th plague, firstborn son.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Why not?
Yep.
Fuck it.
Let's get biblical on this shit.
Yeah. Everybody get your sheep's
He's like,
blood.
I turned to Nile to blood, but it would all just flow back to my house.
Yeah.
So his plan is like, I'm going to steal the firstborn son of everyone in Gotham and then drown them in this toxic waste in my lair. But I'm going to tell everyone that I'm going to do it first. And I'm not going to plan for Batman to come and stuff.
No, because what are
wouldn't
the
do
odds of that happening?
Yeah. Just like, what the fuck? Like, so, Batman, meanwhile, is like, all right, I gotta go to Max Shrek's ball. Well, the Bruce Wayne's like, fuck it, I don't want to go. But then he said, oh, wait, Selena might be there. Yeah, let's go.
She's probably going to be wearing a dress.
Mhm. She's looking good.
Boom, scene transition, Super Freaks playing.
Yep.
We're at Max Shrek's ball. Friggin' awesome.
Super Freak isn't playing for long, though.
Well, when I was a kid, I honestly was like, and this is embarrassing, but I was like, why did they steal MC Hammer's song? Because that was all I knew it as.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And that's why it was just Tim Burton doing that CD scratch, because it was 1992. He probably didn't know how CDs really worked. It's okay.
So
it was a different time.
Bruce is just there, no mask, and frickin'
Metaphorical.
Yep. Max Shrek, however, is rocking this like crazy. He's got like a turban, he's got a mask, he's got like all sorts of stuff going on that thing.
Because Bruce Wayne was wearing a mask.
They get it, Tony.
Yeah,
they got it.
got it.
So,
So was Selena Kyle. Thinking back.
So anyway, this dialogue that they have before the Penguin shows up and kind of ruins the scene. This dialogue they're having, though, is pretty cool, because I like how they're portraying the instability of Selena Kyle, like, where she still wants to be a normal person, but she's like, fucking, there's this thing inside me that's making me do terrible stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't recognize myself
I
anymore.
have the same problem.
Yep.
You guys pick on me.
And
over
then,
it all the time.
yeah, a mistletoe, what's that?
Well, she had a comment earlier when she was in Wayne Manor about that too, where she said, he makes me feel like I hope I really am, or something like that. Which,
Yeah.
again, kind of like a,
But Alfred just translated to, I think she's on her period or something.
Tells a limerick.
Yeah.
Bruce, she's ready to go.
She was like, think of a limerick.
Oof.
Blah, blah, blah. Schmeriad.
Yeah, he's like, one has already come to mind. So anyway,
It's a real racist, though.
I once was an old hag who was very much on the rag. Oh, God damn.
apparently Tony had one loaded
Guess
ready
so.
to go too.
Do go on.
I just made that up. I
Couple
got
more
nothing.
stanzas.
Anyway, so now like the cat gets let out of the bag here because
Cat piss man.
Hold on, that got let out of the
That
bag.
was a double. That was a double barrel.
That was not a cat. It did have a decent roar, but
Musharain, Namadoo, Namadoo.
Yeah. The cat gets let out of the bag because the mistletoe's in play, and they each say the opposite of what they said to each other the previous night, where, about the mistletoe being deadly if you eat it, a kiss could be deadlier if you mean it. And they're like, oh, shit, what do we do now? And they're actually like, sensibility rules for one bit, and they're like, let's just go somewhere and talk about this. Then Penguin's not like, nah, I'm going to burst into scene on my duck car that's in the middle of this building.
Yeah.
It has the power to just rise up to anything. As long as there's a floor, it will rise out of it.
He paid for the deluxe Lazy Susan.
Yeah. So, the Penguin's like, right now, my men are out, stealing the firstborn sons from everyone in Gotham.
In a choo-choo train.
Yeah. So, don't stop them or anything. And, I'm going to go take the first son of Max Schreck over here. Which, by the way, minor plot point through this whole thing. Max Schreck, though he is a seemingly monstrous person, he does seem to genuinely love his boy and cares very much. Yeah. Kind of Tywin Lannister style. He seems to be doing this for the family. Like, he's doing he wants to leave this great thing for his family.
Yeah, he wants the line to continue.
Yeah. So anyways. So he's like, no, don't take my boy. Take me.
Shrek the Third.
Yeah. Don't take little Shrek. So in a line that I'm sure, must have brought Danny DeVito great embarrassment to say, he's like, get in the duck. And you got Danny DeVito and Christopher Walken sitting in a giant duck car with a bunch of penguins.
Yeah, little armor and missiles. It's adorable.
And then it just descends down into the depths.
One of these guys is Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And has no sense of embarrassment, probably.
True.
And the other guy got stuff to watch up his ass. I mean, you got stuff going on here.
I held this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 5 years. I'm giving it to you.
Done things with reindeer.
So, again, he just
Sorry.
Yeah, he just spilled the beans on his entire plan, and Bruce Wayne's like, I'm just going to go stop it.
I gotta go.
And he just does. Like, there's only one train going around taking the kids.
And it's a train.
It is the baby stealing
I don't understand, like, at this point, who's funding the Penguin?
Yeah.
Because he just seems to have...
Oh, that's something left over from the zoo or the circus.
Yeah, they had a fully functioning train.
Oh, yeah, that's all I could afford.
No, yeah, because that totally looks like that train that goes around the mall or whatever. Yeah. But, like, it's in disrepair. I don't know why. It has cages in it now?
Yeah. It was full-size cage.
Yeah. No,
baby cages in it.
Well, they just traded out the seats for cages. It's,
it's like the child catcher from Chi Bang Bang.
Need to fucking get like a green cloud of death, not a fucking choo-choo train. At least be playing Metallica's Creeping Death while you do it.
As horrible as it sounds, it does. I do kind of wonder, like, why didn't you just why are you collecting the babies? Just shoot them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Joker gas. That's a green cloud.
There you go. Well, bullets are expensive. We've already. Gotham does not have enough bullets.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to kill, baby.
Oh shit!
All right. Just slap those pinkies.
That's our Tony. Do.
Just eat them.
Make that a t-shirt.
We're outside of a clinic.
No, I don't think so.
2 hands on the side of a pillow. This is not hard to kill, baby. All right, no. I'm sorry. That's okay.
Yeah, that's patreon.com.
Don't leave the house.
/4am podcast.
All right.
It depends on where you're going.
Jesus.
So Batman shows up, takes all the babies away. We presumably takes them home. I don't know for sure, but
we don't see it.
He might just leave them.
He just left them.
Yeah.
He put them in Alfred's room.
Yeah.
Here, you want to be a big baby, Alfred?
Yeah.
Here's some more.
That's
babies.
it. After the end of this movie, you're going to see like just Bruce Wayne on the news, just being like, "Oh, my butler! I didn't know this whole time. He was all these horrible things he's kept in his room."
And then Alfred,
I was just thinking, like, Alfred, this is a test. Let's see how many of those babies you can keep in there and not find the Batcave.
And Alfred just takes the Al off his name and goes by Fred Krueger.
Oh,
Fred Krueger Pennyworth.
Moving on.
Yeah, so the Penguin gets back to his little base.
Yeah.
And he's like, where the babies at, yo? This little monkey comes down, and after attacking his nutsack, hands him a slip of paper, and it's just got the bat symbol printed on it. And it's like, sorry, the kids couldn't make it.
Love Batman.
Yeah, you weird ass pervert. Kisses, Batman.
He might as well just say, "Did you forget about me?"
Yeah.
Just.
And he immediately does, and he's like, all right, well, next plan, send all penguins out with missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, how could you possibly
Also,
stop?
use the same signal and passwords as we used on the Batmobile thing.
So should I encrypt our communication? No.
I mean, it's 1992. I don't know if they have. They don't have VPNs yet.
Also, could I just say here, I want to see the scene where Bruce gets all excited and is like, ooh, for the radar, I get to use little penguin sounds and the duck sound. Yay!
I wrote here, there should be a big penguin icon like in Godzilla.
They didn't go that. There was a duck one though.
There was a duck one when he was following the duck.
But I like when it's pinging it. Actually, wah, wah,
Yeah.
like
yes.
So fucking, this just sucks. So like penguins, like, all right, all of you go out and into Gotham Square, fire the missiles. He's like, instead of just the firstborn sons, it'll be everyone. Brothers and sisters, husbands and wives. The sexes are equal when their erogenous zones are blown sky high.
The hell, man.
Jesus.
Then Batman's just like,
also, assuming the penguins are dying for this too, the suicide mission.
mm-hmm.
They're just throwing that out there.
Yep.
Yeah. He's an asshole. Go on.
So Batman's just like, well, this idiot, like, if I could just hack everything he does, like, I bet he's just broadcasting his shit right from his house. So I'll just follow that.
Sure.
He was raised by penguins.
Yeah.
And or circus people. So, whatever.
And or gangsters.
Yeah, it's not. Either way.
So just the Batboat is just going in the sewers. And it deploys the signal that jams the penguins. So the penguins, instead of firing their missiles in Gotham Square, just go home. And then like the Batboat is in the sewers playing some what was that, Sewer Shark was the Sega CD game
yes.
came out around this time.
Oh god.
Fucking one of the worst games ever. Hated that shit.
That was terrible.
You clean up mutant sewer rats by flying hundreds of miles an hour through a goddamn sewer and try not to crash into walls. So, anyway, the Batboat, they hear it coming now at the Arctic world. So all his goons are like, yo, you didn't plan for Batman again. Like, fuck you. We're just going. Like,
we're done.
Yeah. Like, you just get us beaten up by this guy all the time. So all his goons do leave. The lady in the booth that's been announcing shit just like turns the lights off and pretends no one's home. So Penguin's like, damn it, I'm just going to get in my penguin car and fucking drive up a flight of stairs.
Yeah, I'm out of here now too.
Do that. And yeah, he's trying to run. And Batman just crashes into the penguin car with the Batboat, which just launches up the wall.
It was another tunnel that just went up, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
So, yeah, crashes into the penguin car. The Batboat emerges the victor. And you have Batman versus Penguin one-on-one here. And Penguin's like, check it out. I got a knife umbrella. Batman's like, check it out. I have the launch control for your penguins. And, you get Danny DeVito with a umbrella versus a normal-sized man. Doesn't really go very well for the penguin.
It went better than I expected.
Mm-hmm. He hit him once or twice before the blade just broke on Batman's armor.
But he also quickly was like, oh yeah, I could just like knock that shit out of your hand. Mm-hmm. And it worked.
Well, I'm pretty sure Batman just let him. He's like, all right.
But Batman wanted him to push it.
None of this makes sense now.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm going to push it. Like,
because it releases the bats that he was storing in the Batboat.
Yeah. Which,
again,
why?
Makes no sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it also causes all these penguins that are now surrounding you to fire off these missiles that are supposedly going to kill thousands of people.
Well, that's just because Batman wants to destroy the old zoo because it's full of crazy clowns and
fair.
He wants to develop in there.
Right. That's fair.
He also wants to kill off those bats that were in his ski boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were
fine. Does he also want to kill the penguin and himself? Because he's still there. He's right in the middle of it.
Yeah, but he just stood still this whole time, just staring at stuff. So he knew he was fine.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, his escape plan is very suspect from
Yeah,
this.
it's just kind of everything here's gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should move.
Mask of the Phantasm. I'll just fall into a convenient sewer tunnel that'll wash me out of here.
No, because it'll
But
lead
it
right
won't.
back
It'll
to the
lead right
penguin.
back in. Yeah. Joke's on him. So, fuck.
But yeah. Meanwhile, Max Shrek gets the keys from the monkey. He gets out of this cage that he was in. He's trying to escape when Selena Kyle shows up.
Yep. And she whips him out of his cage. He's like drowning around in some water. But there was a goon that Penguin shot earlier and kicked into the water.
Yeah.
And that goon's gun is down there. So Max grabs that. And he gets pulled back up to the surface. And he's face to face with Catwoman, and Batman like zip lines down there. And he's like, all right. I'm going to attempt a speech check to talk her down. And it must have been one of those mini games, where you have to like move the needle that's moving really quickly and like land it in the right zone or something. You have to do that a few times because he's doing really well for a while. And then at the end, she's just like, nope, stabs him anyway.
He was able to appeal to Selena Kyle, but not Catwoman.
Yeah. Speech check failure. So Max just shoots Batman, and Batman just drops down stunned for a while. So Selena's like, all right, well, Batman killed me, and Penguin killed me, and you killed me, so I still got like 6 lives left. And they're doing this thing where like Max is unloading the clip into her. Well, it's a revolver, so unloading the cylinder into her, and each time she's counting down a life. And this always confused me even as a kid, because I'm like, I don't think all of those are kill shots, but they're just saying one bullet kills a Selena Kyle. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it's a metaphor. I don't know if she's like actually down that.
Yeah, we're never really
or...
clear if she actually has some kind of super ability like that to begin with.
Yeah.
Plus,
maybe she just has a bit of a healing factor.
Plus, she could also just be saying like, worst case scenario, that killed me. Either way, I still got more lives at the point.
So she decides to kill Mr. Shrek here with a French kiss taser wire.
I never really understood this.
Well, she's holding onto the wire, and then she's bringing the taser up. She's basically creating a circuit.
Yeah.
Out of the two of them.
I get that, but I would have just like, I'm gonna grab this wire and shove it in your mouth.
Yeah, but
the
she's
taser's
also
not really integral.
She's also
to this
crazy
equation
cakes.
Yeah.
And probably wants to die at that point.
But like, you don't want to make out with this dude, do you?
I don't think she cares at this point. There's nothing but pain going through her body.
At this point, she's licked all kinds of things that she shouldn't have licked, so I don't think
kinds of things.
Christopher Walken is gonna make a difference.
You say that now.
I mean, he's done things with reindeer you could only dream of.
Yeah, you have no idea where that thing's been.
All right, so Batman's now, he gets back up and he's like, oh, well, that sucked. Let me go dig through this rubble. And you see Penguin also gets back up from his little tumble he took when the bats got him. And so Penguin walks over to his umbrella rack.
He's just like hemorrhaging bile.
Yeah.
Green bile.
Stuff. Gack.
Just throwing up everywhere.
Yeah, he's a continuous stream of gack is coming out his mouth. And then he goes to, pull an umbrella out, and it's the one that he was planning to use to lure the babies to drown into the water. It was a cute, like, mobile umbrella. So then he's like, oh, let me get another umbrella. Let me get a drink first. And then he just falls over and dies. And you get some penguins, in quotation marks.
Yeah, here's the penguin funeral. You get a bunch of emperor penguins, which we looked up. They can get to be about 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
So the size is relatively fine.
I think just the egregious puppet use.
Yeah, they're just obviously poor little people in just the hottest costumes you could ever imagine.
They filmed this from angles that they shouldn't have chosen to film it from.
Yeah, there's particularly one shot where you can like see the seams on the costume as they're going by. I said watching this, there were some problems with the high definition copy we watched, because back in the day there was a lot of this that kind of smooth past because the quality wasn't that good. Yeah. And now you can see all that shit.
Well, I mean, there was this quality in the theater, probably.
But I don't think so. Really.
Either way, it doesn't really. I mean, I give them credit for doing practical stuff and not trying to be like, let's have CGI penguins.
Oh, because there are some CG or some other animated penguins earlier in this movie. They do not work. Not at all.
This is actually one of the last big movies that had like miniatures. Like it used everything. Like it had miniatures. It had computer generation. It had puppets. It had live action stuff. It was all utilized, and I think it's to help this. But this is also where you're just like, they can't really do any of this anyway. Maybe let's find a different way of dealing with it.
Yeah,
because these penguins just kind of put a flipper near him and he slides along.
Yeah, it's
like magnets. How does that work?
I don't know. Not good looking.
They're just like, come on, slide down.
Yeah, I would have just been like, you know what? How about we just get some real penguins, have them all rush in here and like flap around him or whatever, like,
just like
and he'll just slide in. Yeah,
or they like descend on him and they're flapping and you can't see him and they disperse and he's not there anymore.
The skeleton.
Yeah.
No.
But
anyway, that's Batman leaves and then
Alfred picks him up.
Yeah, Alfred picks him up.
Because at this point, he's out of bat vehicles.
Correct. And they're driving along, and he sees what he thinks is Catwoman's shadow, and he goes over, and it's Miss Kitty.
Catwoman's cat.
Catwoman's cat.
That cat's friggin' adorable, by the way.
It absolutely is.
When he gets back in the car with the cat, I'm like, all right.
So he picks up the cat, and then they drive away. Theme song plays, and it pulls up. And in the first movie, it pulled up to the side of the buildings, and it was Batman's silhouette against the sky. And this time, it's Catwoman.
I was think it'd be funny if there was like a Dark Knight Rises thing where there a clip of her like at some cafe table, but her like face is horribly like burned and destroyed and.
Happy to see you again. Just like no lips. I also want to see like the stinger scene because you see the bat signal go up. I want to see the stinger scene where it's Batman going like, I can't get this jar of pickles open. Batman, please help me.
Jeez. And that's Batman Returns.
Yeah. Fucking sleep.
Yeah, it is. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. All right, Tony, what does Rotten Tomatoes have to say about Batman Returns?
Okay, so on RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 79%. Oh, wow. Audience gave this a score of 73%.
Okay.
It's their thoughts and opinions. What about you and yours, Ron? Sorry to throw you off.
No, it's okay. I thought it was fun. It's a fun movie. I like Tim Burton's Batman movies. This one's definitely more silly and campy than the first Batman. To me, it's like... It's what Joel Schumacher thought he was making when he made Batman and Robin, but failed so spectacularly at. But yeah, it's got the sort of cheese from the classic Adam West Batman, but with sort of Tim Burton's like dark sense of humor. And I think it's fine. It's a good watch. There's some good action in it. The acting for especially like Danny DeVito is just amazing. And you've got a really good cast and just, yeah, it's a good, solid, enjoyable watch. So I'll recommend it.
So I was actually kind of surprised with how low the Rotten Tomatoes scores were. Like I was thinking it was going to be in the 80s. Because I think for me, I'd probably put around like an 80 or an 82. I remember watching this as a kid and thinking it was super badass. And rewatching it now, there are some like funny things and things we can pick out and make fun of. But it's all just like for the podcast, if that makes sense. Like it's still a good movie to like sit down and enjoy, especially if you wanted to watch the 89 Batman before this one. There is some camp, there is some cheese. There's not like a ton of Batman in it, which I guess I didn't notice as a kid. It's almost like a penguin Catwoman story rather than a Batman story. But yeah, highly enjoyable. Definitely if like you're listening to this podcast, you probably already listened to it. But if you haven't, definitely check it out. And I'd say pair it well with that the 89 Batman.
Yeah, actually, Chris gave this a score of 79%. I think that's fairly accurate. I like it. I do have some issues. I think I still prefer the first one because as much as I like Tim Burton, this one gets a little too Tim Burton-y. Like the first one I felt was a better balance. Like it's got that style to it, but it's not all, as Rob said, black and white striped everything. So this one isn't too bad, but it's still enjoyable. I do, you do feel a bit of the lack of Batman in it, but it is in service of focusing on Penguin and Catwoman, also focusing on his dealing with the dual life thing. But like I said, I think the real problem is the stuff like Mac Shrek. I love Christopher Walken, but like, there's no point to this. I don't really understand most of these people's motivations. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I do recommend it because it is fun, and God knows I've seen worse Batman movies, and will soon, I'm sure. But yeah, I think the first one's still better personally. But yeah, recommend anyway.
My turn to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The number I thought in my head for Rotten Tomatoes was 75, and 79, 73 roughly average to that. So I fully agree with it. I feel that this movie is very much like Ghostbusters 2, where it might not be that bad of a film, but it does not in any way hold up anywhere close to the original. And I think it has a strong setting, strong characters. Everything looks cool, but the plot makes like no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
And that's very much like how I feel about Ghostbusters 2, which is weird because both of those movies are plot-driven movies that just happen to have cool characters, but they have a sucky plot that's driving them. So yeah, I mean, it sucks because this movie could have been really good, but it still is good. It's still passable. It's a C. Like, I would still watch it again. And it has some stuff in it that I would totally recommend people need to see. Like, Stan Winston's makeup for the Penguin's awesome. I still even like Christopher Walken's character. And, like, I like the four main characters in this movie, I think, are real cool. Just action's kind of weird. And, like, the story makes no sense. And, yeah, that's basically it. It's a 75. I of course, recommend it, but if you have to choose between this and the first Tim Burton movie, first Tim Burton movie is obviously better. As far as in the Batman franchise, this is probably third favorite overall. Okay. I like Lego Batman and Tim Burton's better.
I do want to give special shout outs for the casting with this because everybody was phenomenal.
Yeah. Also, yeah, shout outs again to Michelle Pfeiffer, also killed it as Catwoman.
And of course, Stan Winston.
Yeah, if someone says Catwoman, that's what I think of now.
I think one of my biggest gripes with this movie is, like, in the first Batman, Gotham felt like a city, whereas in this, it feels like a set.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is just that one square you see over and over.
That is kind of what I was getting with.
Can't quite tell where the streets go. It just looks like it probably just goes around in a circle, and that's it.
That's kind of what I was trying to get at least with it being more or a little too Tim Burton-y. Is like it's a little too stylized. It no longer feels like we're in reality.
Yeah. So, well, that was Batman Returns. I want to thank our patrons once again for giving us our holiday movies this year.
Shout out to Sharon and Chelsea.
Shout out to Sharon and Chelsea.
I don't know which one gave us Batman Returns, but thank you for that.
Thanks.
Well, it was a group effort. They decided on the Naughty Nice theme.
So next week,
that's a good one.
Next week, we will not be thanking them for their participation.
Yeah, no. So they decided that for the naughties among us, we're going to do the Star Wars Holiday Special, which technically is not even a movie. We're going to let it slide.
Slide right out my ass and into the toilet.
I will be getting shit faced.
I will wish I have not forsaken alcohol.
And I will be cursing both of your names, Sharon and Chelsea. I just want you to know that.
It's going to be dark times next week.
Let's get ready for it.
Yeah, but in the meantime, thank you guys so much for listening. Have you heard about this Patreon thing? It's this new thing where you can actually support creators and artists that you enjoy.
You can only actually support ours. Like, there's nothing else on there that you can
support. Ours is the only one I've seen so far. Yeah, that's true.
I just want people to know it is a place where you can support creators and artists that you enjoy, but you can also support us, which would be great.
You can, because I mean, we just recently upgraded our mic stands, which was a great thing. I can actually see you guys now, which is nice. I don't feel like I'm talking over a redwood forest of ridiculous garbage.
Definitely gives diabetes more room to breathe.
It does, definitely. Yeah, there's so much more room on the table now. It's really nice. So, stuff like that really does help us out. We do have a merchandise store as well. You can find that at teespring.com/4am podcast.
Look for if it's a clown, shoot it down.
Yeah,
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Eventually. And of course, subscribe to our podcast anywhere you find podcasts. And also, please, how about give us a rating? Just slap us with one of them 5-star reviews if you think we deserve it. If you think we deserve less, give us one less. Maybe we'll read it. Maybe we'll read it on the air.
We'll take anything.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, at this point, we just want to know someone's listening.
Yeah, we just want to hear from you guys. We enjoy the back and forth. We like talking to you. We like hearing from you. And you can, of course, get a hold of us.
At this point, you got like a 50-50 shot of being on if you're
really, at this point.
Live anywhere near us.
You can, of course, email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. That's the4ampodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget the part. That's important. We weren't able to get just 4am. Somebody else has that. I'm going to hunt them down and fart right on their mouth.
Gun them down.
I think that's about it. You can find our website at 4ampodcast.podbean.com, and all of our older episodes and stuff are there, including our previous holiday episodes like The Ref,
Die Hard,
Home Alone, and more.
Scrooge,
Willow. All right, so
wait, what?
thanks for listening, guys. We really do appreciate it. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you next episode.
Bye.
Adios.
I have spoken.
You can't do that.
Good night, everybody.